Damn, Daniel. Back at it again with the vans.
Was that on Vine originally?
Mhm.
Was that a Vine?
I think
That was a Vine,
yeah, that
right?
was a Vine.
Okay.
Damn, Daniel.
Okay. That was originally a vino.
Did people
What a
say that to
quaint
you all the time
What?
after that came out? Did people say that to you at all?
Well, by then I was, just working a full-time job, and an employer too
No one-
tried, but it was like, great.
They tried, so they did. So people actively did.
Well, they
back
brought
at
it up to me. It's like, well, I'm not wearing Vans now, am I? Coworker.
That should have been your response. Well, I'm not
that's
wearing
basically
Vans.
it. It's like, I'm not though. Like, you can't do this to me.
You
I don't
You know
have
what you
the
could
Vans.
do? You know what the best thing to do?
You can't do this to me.
The best thing to do is to say, "Oh, I'm not on social media, so I haven't seen it." And then they're
I'm
like,
not on social
"Oh,
media.
let me show you." And I'm like, and you're like, "For religious purposes, I'm not on social media." And then they'll just drop it, and they won't even show it to you.
Yeah, because by at that point, it's an HR concern.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. See.
Yeah. And then they say, "Well, what kind of?" Can I ask what religion you are? And you could just say, "Oh, I'm a different. I'm like a.
It's
I'm like
private.
a offshoot.
Oh my
I'm
God.
an offshoot of
It's
Mormonism."
Christian,
that
but
goes
like a
with
really
the-
cool kind of Christian that you're not.
Have you heard?
Yeah,
have you guys heard
It's
of
not as good.
the
It's not as good.
American? Have you guys heard of? Wait, have you guys heard of the American in Pakistan?
What?
No.
You guys haven't heard of that whole thing? Oh my God. Well, it
No.
kind of reminded me of what Ricardo was saying, because she says this line. She goes, "It's private, but no." Like in response to, oh my gosh, you guys have to look.
I'm sorry.
It's private,
An
but
American.
no.
Yeah, she says, oh my God. It's so
I
funny.
don't know
It's
what's
an
going
American
on.
in Pakistan. She like moved there to like marry someone, and then like the government in Pakistan like ended up like taking care of her and like befriending her. It's this whole crazy.
The entire government of
Yes.
Pakistan.
So is this
Yes.
a wholesome
befriended
story?
her?
Yes, it is.
this
It's
like
wholesome.
Gymkhana?
I think it's pretty crazy. I don't know. It's insane. But it just
sounds like
reminded me of
you're
this.
describing the plot of Gymkhana, where a guy goes overseas, gets in
Did they
trouble.
like her
Maybe.
because she's attractive?
Yeah.
But also,
Yeah.
Gymkhana, they were not
Um,
friends. They were not friends.
Well, they
to
start off
Gymkhana.
friendly, like, "Come over here, buddy," and then bam, dude, there's
An
a guy
arrow
with a
out of
double
nowhere.
face. Yeah,
Like already with the Jim Caddis.
yeah, dude.
So
It's pronounced
basically-
Gymkhana, dude. Come on, dude. Don't
Until I
disrespect-
watch it, I can
Yeah.
disrespect it all I want.
God
Jim
damn it,
Caddis.
Dan. Yeah, dude.
So basically, her story is she's a New York woman who became viral after traveling to Pakistan to marry a man she met online. She was
Oh, boy.
stranded when her
Huh.
alleged husband rejected her and her tourist visa expired. So basically, she made bizarre demands of the Pakistani government, including financial compensation and citizenship. She held a press conference.
What the fuck?
And,
So it sounds like they were not friends then.
Yeah, it sounds like
No, no,
she's
no.
horrible. It sounds like she's horrible, by the
No,
way.
but
You're
then,
describing
but
a
then
horrible
the,
person.
the Pakistani governor extended her visa so she could stay in the country, and she basically was taken to like a medical center and like on like medical hold because she was like going through like a mental health episode. Yeah, I don't know. It's
The
very
fuck?
it's very crazy.
You
this
described
whole
like
thing.
the boss level Karen. Like she's like,
It's
you don't
so
fucking
insane.
They're in a country.
Yeah, she's like, let me talk to your manager. And then she kept asking for a manager until she got to the prime minister of fucking Pakistan.
Until she got
and
the
she
Pakistani government.
she told the government that her plan is to reconstruct the whole country, and she's asking for 100K or more. I will need 20K by this week. And she was like
the
demanding
fuck?
the government.
Oh yeah.
It's
something-
really,
You keep
it's
doubling
really
down on this
insane.
Karen thing.
Okay, something is wrong with her. Yeah.
Yeah, like at that point, that's just straight mental
Why-
illness.
Wait, why are we giving this lady airtime?
I've just
Why?
been obsessed with her lately. I've just been obsessed.
Why?
Anyway.
Dude, she sounds like you just described a
It's
horrible
such a
person.
fascinating story.
Ugh.
She was going through a mental health episode, and basically the Pakistani government made sure she was okay. That's the moral of the story.
Okay.
Okay,
So
alright.
she tried to carry them, and they kind of were like, all right, let's figure this out, dude. 'cause
But she held a press conference, a legit press
like
conference.
very good, Karen.
Yeah.
Back over
Yeah,
here
very
now.
good. Yeah.
Very good. Okay,
we're
now
gonna,
that
they should have immediately. We should have done is like no press conference. We're just gonna send you home, free fucking airline ticket, first class. Don't ever come back, dude.
yeah.
It just reminded me because one of the lines you said were like, "Oh, what's your religion?" And then I felt like a good response would be one of her viral lines, which is, "It's private, but no." You know, like she kind of says like these one-liners that are very like, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Memeable. Anyway, I know I'm not talking to the right audience here to sell it. But.
Wrong fucking. My thing would have been like, let's just drop her off in fucking Afghanistan, and that's not a problem anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a
Anywho.
subset of listeners who's like, yeah, they know what you're talking
They'll get
about.
it. Yeah, they'll get
Right,
it. You
right.
guys
She's like,
get it.
I
You guys
know
get
that
it.
exactly.
It's so good. She says the craziest shit, and she has like the heaviest New York accent. And
Yeah,
it's
but
like,
we gotta not give these people voices, dude. Sometimes it's not good to have a platform, you know.
Yeah. It's true. Yeah.
Like she sounds like the broke Elon Musk, you know. She's demanding things
you
of
know
the
what?
government.
Yeah, that's very similar. Yeah,
So,
Yeah.
we need to just not listen. We need to just put them away in a
Yeah.
box, and
we need to.
can.
Yeah, we need to start going to Costco. I mean, not Costco. We need to start going to.
No, we need to start going to Costco.
Well, that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Costco's good.
By the way,
Costco's
you know
okay.
what happened, dude? Let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you my
shit.
food journey. What happened this week.
oh,
At IKEA.
okay.
I went to Costco, right? On Monday.
Uh-huh.
It was a holiday here in the US.
Mhm.
Alleged holiday.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I'll always take a paid day off. I don't
Yeah,
care what the
course.
fuck you're celebrating.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
Of
don't
course.
fucking
Yeah.
care.
You could be celebrating General Lee and I'll be like, fuck your Confederate bastard. But
Yeah.
I'll take the day off because if you're paying me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take the day off in protest. but
Yes.
paid.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
So I said, oh, you know what? I'm going to go. I was talking to my kid and I was like, dude, say we at Costco, gas up, get some cheap gas,
Mhm.
then get ourselves one of those huge bucket of shrimp, cooked shrimp.
Oh, I've
Go
actually
nuts.
never gotten those, but I'm always tempted whenever I walk because I know Sarah will never help me eat all the shrimp.
Wait, where's that? Is that at the cafe or where's that
No, no,
at?
it's
where,
just-
where do you get that?
It's in the
So they have
seafood section.
sushi and they have cooked shrimp and like
Yeah.
the fish aisle.
With
Oh,
tons,
okay.
like
But it's,
sometimes it has like
cooked?
it's fully cooked, and sometimes
Yeah.
it has a huge jar of cocktail sauce
It does.
with it.
Yeah, it does.
I'm always tempted to get it, but I know I'll be the only one eating shrimp because
Dude,
Sarah.
here's the thing: is you put the ones you don't need in the fridge, and then you could put them in pasta. You could make a Mexican shrimp cocktail. You could do so many things with it, dude.
That's true.
You gotta
Yeah.
just treat yourself, dude.
Yeah. I could make some very very shrimpy burritos. That'd be really
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
I went
Yeah,
and I
shrimp it
got
up.
I was gonna get the bucket of shrimp because they have
Mm-hmm.
a $15 little plate of shrimp, which is a big plate. It's not a little plate.
It's
And
a
then they have
platter. It's a whole party.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
a $30 platter. And I was like, fuck,
Yeah.
if I get the platter, it's like 2 weeks of shrimp, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was debating this and I'm like,
the
no.
shrimp.
Yeah.
I was waiting.
And I'm like, oh no, you know what? I want to get the sushi and the shrimp and that'll be good. You know what I mean? Good feast.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm, mhm.
And then I turn around and the line's all the way to the back to the refrigerator
Oh,
section.
What?
Yeah. That
The
happens.
checkout line was
For what?
insane to
Yeah.
pay.
Why?
The checkout
Yeah,
line.
that happens.
Dang.
But what was there like a
People
An
are
end of
out
the
there
world
supporting
coming, or,
Costco,
like,
dude.
what the fuck?
People are supporting Costco because Target, they're being bitches, dude.
It's
oh,
Costco.
is
makes
that
sense.
the whole
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's
deal?
also
Okay.
Costco on a holiday, so
Yeah.
they're gonna be packed.
Yeah, it would be
They're-
bad
Because you know-
anyway,
yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah.
that's a bad time to go.
Like usually it's
Oh.
only like that before like a natural disaster of some kind. Like
No.
like
This
everyone's
is a
always
regular
lining up
Monday.
to get stuff.
This is a Monday.
Really? That's crazy.
So I was like, you know what? Let's bail on this. And I was like, I'll wait. If you want the shrimp really bad, I'll wait. I told my kid. And he was like, nah, let's get out of here. And I was like, I agree with you. Let's bail. Christian, bail out of here.
Mhm.
And so we walked out and I'm like, dude, I'm so hungry. And he's like, I'm hungry too. And I'm like, gotta get something in our bellies. Let's
Mhm.
gamble and drive by In-N-Out hamburger, which
Mm.
is always packed. If you're not from LA or the US, this place is,
I mean, that is a gamble, yeah.
yeah. It's always packed. There's a time, not on the weekends, during the weekday,
Mhm.
before like any event gets out. So like after dinner, after 8 p.m., 8:30 p.m.,
Mhm.
before midnight, when all the like drunk people, high people are going out to get food. So it's like,
Mhm.
there's like a rare window where it's kind of empty, but not really, but never
Mhm.
during the day.
Mhm.
Never during the day. So I'm like, this is a gamble because it's like noon. And then like it's prime lunchtime, like it's
Yeah.
noon
yeah.
in and out is a fucked time.
Yeah. But I'm like, you know what? I'm into gambling. Like, Bagul will provide. You know what I mean? He closes one door and he'll break through another door or make a hole through the house.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And we drive by, it's fucking empty.
Oh, fuck yeah.
There's one dude waiting for his food. He already paid. There's no one in the checkout line.
Hell yeah.
And
Nice.
the one I went to, it's an outside line. It's not inside. It's all outdoor. So I could see
Oh,
everything.
nice.
And I'm like,
yeah.
and I stopped and I'm like, dude, you run, dude. You get out of the car now. And he fucking ran.
Run.
We run. Dude, it was the best in and out experience I've had. They got
Nice.
everything
That's
right.
rare. That's rare.
Yeah.
Well, it always gets everything right. They rarely
For the
get
most
it
part,
wrong.
yeah, they do. They do. You're right.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
really.
I've had a
Gotcha.
few times where I've ordered animal style fries and gotten regular. That's
I think that happened like twice ever.
Yeah, but,
Yeah.
but see, that's better than like having the opposite or
Yeah.
regular fries and then because I don't like animal style fries.
Oh.
So if if they
mean-
fucked up my order the other way, I'd be like, these fries are ruined for me.
Well, I agree that it's not edible if it's not animal style. So that's kind of
So you
equally
like the regular
disappointing.
in and out
Yeah.
fries, Ricardo?
Oof.
I like to order the fries like rare style, I mean, like medium rare, where they're like really soft and mushy. And not
Really?
crispy at all. Yeah,
That's so weird.
yeah.
You're the
If they
only
go-
one
if-
I've ever heard that
If
likes
they go
that.
crispy, don't like them.
That's
Okay,
so
you're the only
weird.
person I've ever met who likes them undercooked.
Yeah,
Yeah,
undercooked.
that's so strange.
But I am. I'm with you though in not liking animal fries.
You like
Yeah,
well
yeah,
done,
yeah.
but Dan likes well done fries.
I don't bother ordering it as well done. These days they tend to make it crispy enough for me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but you did used to
I love
often
animal
get the
fries.
well done, and then
I did only once or twice. I just knew that was something you could do if you really wanted to like just get them as
Yeah.
chips basically. But
Yeah. Yeah, my go to
You could say double fried, and they'll dump them back in there.
my go to in and out order is a 3x3 animal style, no pickle, no tomato, with chopped chilies, add raw onions, animal style fries, black and white shake. That's
Can I tell you why I brought this up?
Yeah.
Because that had me thinking, what kind of fast food that we have now would the main crew of the Enterprise be ordering?
Taco Bell.
Yeah, one of them. But okay, so here's I think Picard's guilty pleasure,
Mm-hmm.
Arby's.
Why?
I mean,
what makes you say that?
I feel like that's
Or
what,
what
he
would
goes
he
slumming.
get from there? What is it that you think he's
Ooh.
eating from Arby's?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because you should at least have that in mind.
I think it's a Big Montana, which they don't have anymore. Yeah.
See, I think like
He has
for
to ask
example,
the replicator for a Big Montana, like circa 1995.
I think like for example, I think Riker would be into like Whataburger because he likes crappy.
Oh, 100%,
cheeseburgers.
yeah.
yeah. You know,
Yeah.
like
It'd be like a subpar hamburger.
exactly. Yeah, he wants the crappy, like shitty cheeseburger, and then like
Well, he's from
Jordy-
Alaska, right?
he is from Alaska. Yeah,
Oh, maybe you think he's a fish and chips dude?
Would he like a baked Alaska?
What is baked Alaska?
oh, it's
a
like this
weird
thing.
dessert.
Yeah, you like cover like a
You cover a cake in a dome of ice cream?
in a dome of ice
Or is
cream
it
and
the
set it
other
on,
way around?
or something, and then
it's the other way around.
It's the other way around, and then you set it
Yeah.
on fire. Yeah.
Okay, real quick. Deanna Troy for me, McDonald's. Wharf, Chili's.
Oh,
Oh,
Chili's or like a
Chili's is
barbecue
good.
place.
Oh, Worf wants something that is fuddy-duddy. Worf would love like Cracker Barrel because
Okay,
he's like a fuddy. He likes things that are considered like old people food. Like he loves prune juice.
Yeah,
You know,
he probably
like
likes
so-
soup plantation.
Either that or he'd like the mascot of Great Cons.
Yeah.
Yes, he'd all.
Yeah.
He may choose the restaurant based on the mascot. That is true. Yeah.
Give him a Mongolian barbecue. He'll like it.
Yeah. I feel like
Ooh,
Deanna
yeah.
would like Wendy's because of the chocolate Frosties. She's a chocolate
Okay.
fiend,
Yeah.
you know? So
There you go.
she
Yeah.
might go for that because that's the standard Frosty there compared to
Yeah.
every other place where the standard is vanilla.
Jordy, Taco Bell for sure.
But she seems like generally starved for anything that qualifies as real chocolate. So anything might be
Oh.
ambrosia to her.
yeah,
That's
she loves
true.
real chocolate.
Yeah. Oh, you
That's
know what?
interesting.
Actually, I think Riker is a Tommy's guy. I think
Oh,
like
okay. Yeah, he likes
you
to
know,
get the
like-
runs.
he likes a
That's very
super
local.
he likes a
Yeah.
super greasy chili cheeseburger
Yeah,
with the
chili
chili cheese.
yeah,
Yeah,
It's either
Oh,
Tommy's.
that's
It's
what-
either it could go either way, dude. You're either
Yeah.
going to be in the bathroom for a long time, or you won't be in the bathroom for like 5 days. There's no in between. It's like,
It's either plug or flow.
yeah.
Oh my god.
That's the
and
choice
I think,
of Pokemon game you have.
Yeah, and I think for Data, I think he'd want the most human thing. I think McDonald's too, because it's.
I
Like
think Data would go. Data's the Chili's guy.
You think
It's
so?
like because it's like the most.
Chili's,
It's like the
baby.
most standard American.
No, he's an Applebee's guy. He likes the apps.
I guess Applebee's also qualifies. Yeah. Applebee's chill. I'm just more of a Chili's fan than an Applebee's fan.
I love
guess.
Chili's.
Yeah, because Chili's got
You know
those
what?
triple dips.
Here's what I would do. Look, if I was a millionaire, not a billionaire, because I'd be a piece of shit if I was a billionaire. I just lower my, I'd like give away my wealth to become a millionaire if I was a billionaire.
Right.
And then I would make it. I would buy the big three, dude. Right? I'd buy like Chili's, big four: Applebee's, Chili's, Olive Garden, and Red Lobster. Okay.
I was gonna say you have to put Red Lobster in there. They're important.
Yeah, hear me out now.
Okay.
Now I say,
You mean all those restaurants that millennials killed?
yeah, we get all those restaurants, and I say I'm tired of going to individual places to make the ultimate meal. I like the cheddar biscuits. I like the cheddar biscuits from Red Lobster. I like the breadsticks from Olive Garden. From now on, we're going to sell all the popular items in all the fucking locations.
That's okay.
And now you can make a buffet of your favorite things from all those 5 places.
So the thing is, I would only vote for your deal if you bring back Endless Shrimp Fest, which
we'll bring back Endless Shrimp Fest. We're going to team up with Costco and get the shrimps.
Okay, good.
Got a question for you, Ricardo.
Yeah.
How many like combination Taco Bell KFCs have you encountered?
And personally, or in my fantasies?
Yeah.
Or like personally, because those exist.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to say locally or in my travels.
Just ever, because I want to know, like, were you ever able to take advantage of that sort of like?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Scenario.
I want to say over 20 times.
All right.
Yeah.
So, but in my experience, the Taco Bell KFC combo, the KFC portion has pretty much the whole menu available, and Taco Bell only has a small selection available.
Wait, isn't there also a Pizza Hut in that thing too?
I think it's usually 2 of the 3, but never all 3.
Yeah, all 3 would cause a catastrophe.
Yeah, you would just explode.
Yeah, it's too much. That's too much goodness in one.
Yum Brands knows. They know the limits.
They can't push. It's like bringing all.
Wait. There's one.
Yo, did we watch Star Trek this week?
Some exist, dude.
Yeah. Wait, is this a Star Trek podcast or
all 3?
I don't want to worry. There's a couple places that have all 3.
That sounds
Really?
dangerous.
It's called the Holy Trinity.
This sounds dangerous.
Are you for real?
How many of them are there?
I don't know, but I there's a picture of one right here. And if you go to the Reddit Taco Bell Reddit page, there's the first one is like boom, the Holy Trinity of fucking.
The Holy
Is it
Trinity.
photoshopped? That can't be real.
No, this looks real, dude. This is the real deal, dude.
Remember when they made a Chihuahua look like Che Guevara?
Yeah.
That Chihuahua went far. That Chihuahua did a lot of stuff.
He advertised so much. He got to hang with Godzilla.
It ended up being it was a girl Chihuahua the whole time. So
right.
Yeah, and they just gave her a dude's accent. So
it happens a lot though.
Yeah, because they don't want to see the peepees
exactly
of the doggies.
Oh really?
That's why they almost always use a female dog.
But why not give her the female voice?
Because it's still got to be a man. It's still got to be a man dog.
What are you guys talking about?
Talking about the Yo Quiero Taco Bell dog.
Yeah. Yo Quiero Taco Bell. All right, we should really get in here.
Yeah, we apologize. Oh my god, we haven't even played the song?
No.
We gotta cut all that out.
Ricardo.
No,
we did
you
not.
Started this.
Cut all that out.
No, you started this. This is your fault.
Yeah, you always you prepare bits, you set them up, you take your time.
Those aren't even bits. Those are just off the top of my head.
They were just stories.
Yeah.
But everybody, this week we watched Frame of Mind. It's the episode where once again Riker goes insane.
It keeps happening.
Wait, once again? What other episode was he?
So
insane?
this is the second type of episode for Riker for a lot of things. So this is the second time Riker has been abducted by an alien civilization while going undercover.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
This is the second time Riker has been mind manipulated into thinking that he's in some sort of simulation, and it turns out to be a double simulation.
True. I forgot. Yeah.
And this is the second time where Riker is gaslit into believing he has not been abducted.
Marvin, you gotta cut a short that's just the scenes of him going nuts and to Papa Roach's last resort, dude. Just him going crazy.
He's got a lot of trauma. Going, and I like how at the end they said they kind of
the whole
imply,
crew's collecting plenty.
Yeah.
But I like how at the end they kind of imply that they medically kind of remove the trauma. They're like, we fixed his long-term memory.
Yeah. Allegedly. But here's the thing.
Jordy's though. Ugh.
Yeah. Here's the thing about at the end. I'm gonna Tarantino this thing real quick.
Okay.
I don't trust Beverly for shit, dude.
No,
I don't trust her at all. Like for little cuts, sure, dude. Give me a Band-Aid, dude.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like things that are complicated, I don't trust her. She's a merchant of death, dude. I don't trust her.
Well, he didn't trust her in the simulation either. He was like, wait a minute.
For a good reason, dude.
Yeah, no one wants to act in her plays.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
No.
Yeah, it's not like
Like Riker doesn't, Picard doesn't.
Yeah.
That is a huge ask as a friend. Like, I don't think any of you would act in a play if I asked you to in my
for
play.
fun. Like, there's no payoff. Like,
I would go. I will, but I improv every line.
Wait, you the improv hater? You're not going to go to my improv show.
No.
This was like a big improv show.
Sorry, Sarah. Not improvisation of all the lines. Different thing.
Got it.
No. What you're looking for is ad libs.
Yeah. No, it's improvisation. But it's not improv. I will say this.
Yeah.
As a person who is in the film industry and has studied film and has studied theater and stuff.
And gone to improv.
I've been asked many times to be in things.
Yeah.
And I've read the thing and I've said, who the fuck would say this? This kind of sounds stupid.
Yeah.
And I've had friends go, these are literally things you have said. I just wrote them down.
And oh my God.
I'm like, I don't know.
We have proof of that. Yeah.
Do we?
In these recordings.
Oh, yeah.
There's lots of times where you're like, when did that happen? I was like, you said that. You did that.
Yeah, that happens a lot. We have to tell you, like, you said that, Ricardo.
Yeah.
So I take walks every week, every day. Every week.
Once a week.
I gotta keep the cholesterol down.
Yeah.
And today I figured out why I know so many character actors' names and cinematographers. Well, I know all that, but not for modern movies and modern TV and modern things.
Why? I've been dying to know this answer.
Is because I used to collect this yearly book that would be released. This was before the internet and IMDb, really.
Mm-hmm.
This is when I was a kid. I started doing this, and my dad would buy it for me every fucking year. It was like an IMDb book. I don't know if you guys remember that. And it was like a reference. It was like a film and TV reference book.
No, I don't remember that at all.
It would come out every year. I think they stopped it in like the late 90s.
Was it a resource
2000s?
mostly for casting directors?
No, it was for movie nerds.
Oh, okay.
So you could be like, oh, I like this director that directed this movie. What else has he done? And then you would go look for his name at the back of the book. And then it would tell you what page had all his movies and his filmography.
Wow, I've never seen one of those.
So it was like a reference book, not something you filled out?
Yeah.
It's like a film phone book.
Almost imagine like a film encyclopedia with like all the movies that had come out.
Like a who's who.
I guess it's like before the internet, before we could look it up. You know what I mean? Yeah,
but they used to literally have to like print like hundreds of pounds of encyclopedias to cover topics. You know,
these books were like thick. Like imagine like 5 like dictionaries.
Like
thick as shit, dude. Yeah.
Was it for the whole year? Like how did they figure out what went in it?
So every year so it would include every film since the beginning of film.
Oh, so just
every year would it be updated with that last year's films?
Would they just add everything that the MPAA recognized, basically?
I think everything that had a theatrical run. But also, think about it, even independent film back then was still theatrically released. It wasn't
because it was the only way.
Straight to, there's no streaming, there's no nothing like that. So everything that was released theatrically would be in the book.
And also, it's like wasn't that hard to get to theaters back in the day. If you had just knew a guy, you could kind of get your movies to see it in theaters.
I was trying to find I had the last book they published, and I think
That's interesting.
in like one of my moves, I just got rid of it. But I had the last one that I had ever bought.
Oh.
Did it say
a
it
lot
was
of
like
pictures.
no pictures at all? It's
Okay,
just
okay.
It's
Then how did you connect the faces to it?
Yeah, because that part still takes work.
That part would be because if I watched a movie, it's exactly
You
what I
just
do
take it
now,
out
dude. It's
and just
exactly what
look
I
at
do
it.
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I'm like if I haven't seen the movie and it's a new movie, I'm like, who the fuck is this person? Like I literally started watching Loudermilk, the TV show on Netflix. And the first thing I did is like, oh, who's this actress? Like, she's really good. I've never seen her before. Okay, let me look. And then like now I know her name. So like that's the only way I remember new names. But I feel like with the book, it was like physically there, and I would be like, oh, okay, now I know this person's name.
So you're like a tactile person. You're like Sarah, who needs like a notebook and like she likes.
Yep.
That's how she.
Well, I don't like writing things down though. I'd be clear.
Never mind. Not like me.
No.
Yeah, Sarah has like a physical day planner, week planner.
I hate that.
Yeah,
that's why
I record I note down and write down every single thing I do every day.
We have a schedule
and what time I do it.
And in quotes, a recording schedule, and that gives me so much anxiety.
Oh,
that's crazy.
It's just that someone wrote it down. It just like it's not even anxiety. It's just something like I would guess
who hurt you? Someone? What schedule hurt you?
I just don't like them.
My goodness.
It's like you're imprisoning me in a fucking paper. You know what I mean?
And wow, that's free, so interesting.
Yeah. That's why like even my wife has a calendar. I don't subscribe to it.
You're like, I don't look at that.
I'll just always ask, can I do something this weekend? And she'd be like, nope, I got something. And then all right, okay. But I won't ask till like the day before or something. I don't like to. Yeah, I don't want to know what's happening.
I'm the complete opposite. Yeah. I need to know what I'm doing like month by month, like planned out daily. That's crazy. Anyway, back to the Star Trek podcast.
That's why I knew all the names, and it just came to me, and I was like, oh my god, that's what it is.
Oh my god.
But that's the thing they had. I want to say
there you go. That's your Ricardo lore.
Yeah, I want to say like Leonard Maltin was involved in the last few years or something like that. One of those movie.
It would make sense if he was like involved with that general endeavor, because he was definitely like that movie guy who knew everything about every movie for a little while.
Yeah.
He had his fingers in a lot of movie pies. You know.
Yeah.
He was doing a lot.
All right. Well, where do we want? Do you want to go around the sun? Did we do that already?
Well,
there is nowhere to go.
Yeah, because it's only been the day after the last episode of Deep Space Nine.
Oh, okay.
Literally the day after?
Yeah, it aired on May 3rd of 1993. So that's the day after. So
you're telling me that for a while, like these two shows were airing like back to back?
Yep,
basically night after night.
That's kind of fucked up, dude.
Well, for a Star Trek fan, it's like for
sure.
Trek.
And I get it, dude. Yeah. And like, look, I don't want to stereotype and say like, well, these dudes and ladies and they them were staying at home because they're being a little nerdy. But I'm saying like as a person that went out a lot, this would bug the shit out of me.
But you use VCR and then
I know, but you could only
you would know how to work it too.
Here's the thing: even if you put it on SLP, the long play did, you still only have like so many hours, dude, of recording time.
Well, you don't need to keep
being a peasant and buy more
tapes.
Yeah, no, dude, because the tapes are to record like 3 movies into one tape.
You have to have someone.
You don't have
I used to
be
like
that impoverished.
I used to like. Did you guys ever like record shows for your parents? Like my mom would be at work or whatever, and like her favorite soap operas would come on, and I'd have to like record it on the tape for her. You know,
I recorded Saturday morning cartoons for myself because I didn't want to wake up early.
Also, in Korean culture, it's different because everyone had what they called video bangs. So basically, we had a video bang. That's how everyone pronounces it. It is just a local videotape store. If you look at the front, it looks like it's some sort of like Korean Blockbuster. But when you go inside, it's just wall to wall bootleg tapes of someone the owner has a satellite connection to Korean television in South Korea.
Yes.
And like 10 VCRs.
They're just actively
row after row of blank black cassette tapes with like labels that are handwritten on them. Or maybe if they were fancy, they had a printer.
Yes, if they were fancy.
A lot of cultures have this.
Yeah.
It was pretty common too, but
I had for TV shows specifically. Because I would record movies. Like if I saw a movie, that was like the deal with like my dad. Like every Friday, he'd be done with work, and we would go get like Mexican food tacos, like tacos dorados, and we would get donuts.
Ooh, Mexican food tacos.
Yeah. Well, Mexican food, tacos.
Okay.
And we would go get the goddamn tacos, dude. We would get the donuts, and I would have already reserved the fucking movie because I had the number memorized. It's a fucking video store, and I'd be like, once that movie comes in, you save that shit for me. You save Richie Rich.
Richie Rich.
And so, if I liked the movie, I watched it. Right, when we got home while eating dinner, and if I liked it, when the movie ended, I would rewind it and then record it on my tape.
There you go.
Oh, so you stole it.
Yeah. And then for TV, we would have the course of VCR TiVo, but my parents never watched daytime TV because they watched novellas at night. So that was an event. You don't record it; you just have to watch it live. You got to do something. That's on you. Don't plan things.
Yep.
Yeah. We're all doing this together.
Yeah. And I know about so many goddamn novellas, dude. Yeah. I also have the knowledge. I don't have the Mexican film knowledge, but I have the TV knowledge. You can a bunch of like like early 90s to mid 90s like telenovela actresses and actors.
Wow. Times have changed.
Yeah.
It's not a thing anymore.
Well, before we proceed with Frame of Mind, I think we should just really quickly do our sponsors. The first of which is our oldest sponsor, ExpressVPN. You guys probably all generally already know what the good value of a VPN is. It does provide a little bit of extra security. It's not a cure-all for all internet security issues, but especially with a company like ExpressVPN, it's not just the VPN service. They provide other actual security features on top of it, like it blocks trackers, it blocks malicious websites, it blocks advertisements, stuff like that. All sorts of cool stuff. And ExpressVPN in general, it's one of the fastest VPNs out there. It's available in 105 countries. It works on pretty much every device you can think of. It actually works with streaming services. And if you sign up for 2 years, they'll give you 4 months for free and also give you the Identity Defender Suite, which is basically a bunch of all these extra features like ID alerts, ID theft insurance, a credit scanner, a data removal service, all this really cool stuff. So you guys head on over to expressvpn.com/newbie-Star-Trek. You can sign up for 2 years and you'll get those 4 months plus the Identity Defender Suite for free. Not to mention, if you're not sure, you can always just do the 30-day money-back guarantee. So you can try it out for 30 days. And if you don't know, you just send that VPN back. So again, expressvpn.com/newbie-Star-Trek. If you sign up for 2 years, you'll get 4 months for free plus the Identity Defender Suite. And next, our newest sponsor, actually, the one who's been with us the least, but is still special to us because they're House of Wise. You know why? Because House of Wise is a luxury CBD brand that offers a range of products designed to help individuals create intentional, purposeful daily routines. I'm reading the copy, and I think that's kind of like funny way of putting that. Intentional, purposeful. That allows
you're really in control of what you're doing. You really have agency here.
Yeah. And they have a wide range of like different types of products. So for example, if you're having trouble sleeping, they have CBD plus melatonin as gummies, which is really neat. They have like tinctures, which are designed to help with stress, to help with libido, help with strength training for exercise, all sorts of stuff. And they have like I said,
strengthen your dick.
Yeah. Strengthen. Yeah. You get
a lot of things.
They have like THCA pre-rolls. They have candles. They got all sorts of stuff. And on top of that, all their products are cruelty free. And House of Wise itself, the company, is a woman-owned company. So that's neat. So if you guys head on over to houseofwise.co and use our promo code newbie-Star-Trek in all caps as one word, you get 10% off your entire order. And you know what? If you order anything over $69, you get free shipping. I think that's pretty good. So,
here's the thing.
Very nice.
If you're telling me this, dude, if you give me the option for 2 things, dude, one, gas station dick pills and a female owned business, natural weed dick enhancement, I'm going to go with the company that's owned by women. Because,
yeah.
It's in their best interest to make sure those things work.
Yeah.
That's true.
As opposed to the gas station dick pills.
Yeah. Who better to trust?
Yeah. I'm just saying, say no to gas station dick pills.
And trust House of Wise.
The gas station has no investment whatsoever in your boner.
Yeah, no, not at all.
None.
No.
None.
0.
You're just another number to the gas station company.
The ladies,
yeah, they know what's up.
They have, an investment.
If anything, I imagine the women are just tired of being disappointed constantly, and they're just like, we're taking matters into our own hands. We're going
for God's sake.
Yeah. By the way, I want to say this: if you're the type of person that's like, I know a few people that have watched this, listen to this podcast. Oh yeah, and watch
Sometimes,
and they haven't seen the show in a long time. Do not watch this episode high. Do not watch this episode high.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you won't know
I was having
anything
a hard
about
time.
what's
Yeah.
happening.
You were having a hard time. It was a bit.
I had to rewatch it today because I was having a hard time.
Well, to be fair, it is a bit meta because it starts off by disorienting you, the viewer.
Yep.
On purpose.
Yeah, very much on purpose.
Yeah.
But before we get there, I just want to say, go to houseofwise.co and use our offer code Newbie Star Trek.
Ricardo.
We stepped all over them, dude. We stepped all over the Wise, dude.
Get 10% off your entire order.
Is there a logo, the Home of the Wise?
No, Home
There
of the
should be.
Wise.
What is that?
The Home of the Wise, like being wise. The Home of the Wise.
I have no idea what that is even referring to.
Yeah,
Is that like
I don't
a-
get
Isn't
that
this company called Wise?
It's called House of Wise.
House of Wise. All right. Never mind.
Why are you saying Home of the Wise? What are you talking about?
Home of the Wise. Like we're all wise in here, and this is our home.
But
Okay.
I don't know, dude. Maybe I'm too high.
Sure. I can.
God damn it, dude.
Denise, save us. Denise, save us.
Could you please tell us what happened
God damn
in
it,
this
Denise.
episode?
God damn it, Denise. All right, dude. This episode is very simple. Very simple, but
Is
very
it?
complicated. Basically, this episode is Inception.
It's simple in the end.
It's Inception. Yeah.
It's like just it's simpler Inception.
Yeah,
Yes.
simpler. Well, yes, I guess so.
You know what?
But it is a dream within a dream within a dream.
I have
Yeah.
a story actually about this very specific episode, and it's from college. So in college, I was doing the
play.
I was doing the typical film student thing of like, I'm going to write a bunch of screenplays. I'm going to get them out. I'm going to do stuff. One of them was a screenplay I was writing. It was called REM for, rapid eye movement when you're sleeping.
Oh, I thought you were a big fan of the band, dude.
I knew you were going to say that.
It's the end of the world as we know it.
So it was basically the plot of this episode where he keeps reawakening and he's not sure if the nice part is real life or the bad part is real life. And he just doesn't know. The twist was supposed to be that you know which one is the real world because he has rapid eye movement in it. And that's the one that's real. But then as I was writing the screenplay, I then watched this episode as part of my Star Trek binge. And I was like, well, shit, they've already done this.
It's a very common trope.
I have a question.
Yeah.
For a certain type of listener.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
If you're a listener that's visually impaired, blind,
Oh, okay.
do you have trouble when you wake up for a split second determining whether it's a dream or it's real life?
Oh, that's
Because
fascinating.
Me, as a person who has sight, I still have a hard time sometimes when I have like really like lucid dreams
Mm-hmm.
and I use like my CPAP machine and I'm getting like a really deep sleep.
Yeah.
And if I go to sleep, like in order to full disclosure, I use weed to go to sleep most days.
We know.
But it has to be
Secrets
like
out.
secrets out. But I have to use the right amount, and it has to be at the right it can't be at the zenith. You know what I mean? Of the highness. It's got to be like it's got to be in like mid come down.
Yeah.
Or else if I'm too high, I'm gonna have wild dreams, and it's gonna be bad because it could turn. I don't have bad. I don't ever have bad trips, but I will have bad dreams.
Makes sense.
Yeah, Riker
And,
dreams. Yeah.
Sometimes I'll get those like night terror things where you're like, oh my God, is this and I'll get the thing where like, I know I'm dreaming and I'm trying to wake myself up and I cannot wake up and I know I'm dreaming.
Sleep paralysis.
Yeah. I get those a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then when I wake up, I don't know if I woke up completely or not.
Really?
And
That's crazy.
and I have sight. You know what I mean? And I could see.
Wow.
There's been times where I've been sleeping next to my wife and I'm like, how do I get her attention to wake me up?
Really?
That's how deep in the dream.
Yeah.
100%.
I've never had sleep paralysis, but
Never had
I
that
very
before.
constantly have the dream where I wake up and I just continue my day, but it's actually a dream still. I do that multiple times.
No,
in my dreams.
the paralysis is real for me.
That's so crazy. That's scary.
It is.
It would
be. But once you get out and your heart's going, you're like, oh man, I feel it's like a rush, you know, and like you want to do it again.
Oh my God. No, that's terrifying.
Yeah. So And I'm curious because of this episode, like if you're blind, like do you have a hard time like that's now like a fear of mine, like to get older and go blind, because of a certain thing that I have, and eventually not know if I'm dreaming or not.
Well, I imagine
that
it's
is a
different
fascinating question.
Yeah, and I imagine it's different for visually impaired people who have lost their sight.
That way.
Or were born that
yes.
way. Yeah. So I wonder if what the difference might be.
Yeah.
Well, maybe my first question would be when blind people go to sleep, when they dream, because I'm assuming they must, what does that experience differ from being awake? Do they know images from dreams that they cannot experience otherwise?
I don't know.
And that might be dependent on whether or not they had sight before.
I read this study that there's no person that was born blind that has schizophrenia.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, yeah. I've heard that before.
Which is wild.
Maybe we need to get rid of our eyes to prevent the dementia.
I'm saying, like maybe Daredevil's right, dude,
Yeah, maybe we all need to be doused in chemicals on the street.
He was right to get goo in his eyes.
Yeah.
Ooze in his eyes.
Yeah.
It wasn't slime.
Turns out it was jizz. He was eating too much of the Wise product. All right, guys. Anyway, that's a question I had because of the episode and because he keeps waking up and stuff.
Right. Yeah. And to be clear, listeners, there was no blindness in the episode.
Yeah, no.
There
was a dream within a dream.
Yes.
Yeah. But how many dream level deep are we?
I think it's the same two dreams. They're just rotated.
No, I think he's like 4 levels in. Remember when he starts zapping people? Those are the levels, dude, of the dream. Those are the levels.
Are those levels, or is that him just peeling back this Ouroboros of dreams?
Yeah, because it's not like he's waking up over and over.
Yeah,
he doesn't wake up each time.
No, but it's kind of like Inception, where like. It's a kick to get him up to the next level.
You're realizing that this is not real, and then it's like another level, and then another layer.
Next level, don't they need to wake up in each layer up?
No. Well, that was a kick. Remember the kick?
So.
That's how it works in Inception. In Inception, you have to be kicked out. Yeah,
and the only way to ripple through all the things is to have a powerful enough kick to get you through all of them.
Yeah, but in Riker's version, sometimes he does wake up, but oftentimes he just like turns and it ends up being back in the bad place.
Yeah,
so,
that happens.
Well, and it's even to the point where like he phases himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to get out of one of the dreams. I think they're levels. To me, they're levels of the dream. But anyway,
I think
there's
feels like one big rich tapestry.
Yeah, there's a couple things. I'm gonna blame this episode and this whole incident on Beverly.
That's easy too. You might as well.
Come on, Dan. No one wants to be in the shitty plays, dude. She's gotta be like, you're a horrible director. No one wants to work for you. You know?
I mean, arguably, like the strong feelings of not wanting to act in that play helped him get through this ordeal.
That's true.
I guess so. Yeah.
Because it helped construct this reality where he was still hating to act.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder if he wasn't focusing on the play as much, because that was what was front of mind for him. Like what would have been.
Yeah, more so than the undercover
anchor.
Mission.
Yeah. It's kind of
because that clearly took over the majority of the.
Yeah, there's no memories of the mission at all. It's just this fucking
this
play.
never-ending play. That's horrible. But like, I guess Deanna says that his mind was like latching on to the most
dark
recent
corners of his psyche.
Yeah,
which is this play, I guess.
Jungian shadow.
Yeah.
Now I have another question for you that relates to the episode.
Mm.
When you go see somebody's film as people who are in the industry or adjacent to the industry,
right.
When something sucks, do you say, "Oh, it's great," or do you give some sort of critique?
No, I don't give a critique.
If they ask you, I mean,
it depends on my relationship with them.
That's
even
also
if they
true.
ask me, depends.
So
on
I've once made the mistake
of
giving critique on a finished movie, and it caused a huge
But was it asked
incident.
for? Did somebody ask you for it?
Sort of. So the context, I think I've told the story before, but the context is, I forget the name of the director, but he made a film called like Confessions of a Trailer Park Trash Wife. Like, it's like,
are you talking about when we were in school and everyone got
when we were in school
and
there
it
was
caused like a brawl?
Yeah. Okay. So it's called Trials and Tribulations of a Trailer Trash Housewife.
I mean, but you were kind of in the wrong. You were kind of in the wrong. I remember this. I was there.
In what way?
It's already
I
finished.
feel like now we have domestic strife now.
Well, this is why I said this is
it's
why
a
I
finished
said
fucking film.
Well, this is why I also said the context was weird because it was a guest artist workshop. He showed the movie and then he wanted us to discuss it. And we had like a question that came up where he was talking. So basically it's a musical about like domestic abuse. So that's already weird.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
But there's,
well, if there's any way to make it digestible to people, you know what I mean?
But basically,
I mean, it's whimsical. Listen to all the alliteration in the title.
So the movie, originally it was called a play. It was a play called The Trials and Tribulations of a Trailer Trash Housewife. Then they turned it into a movie titled Blues for Willadine. So
should have been Trouse Trife.
So we watched Blues for Willadine and he wanted us to discuss it, Del Shores. And then one of them, the questions that came up was like, okay, this is very jarring in parts of the movie because the way you initially set up the person who is singing is initially non-diegetic. So like it's like exists outside of the movie. So it's like not outside of the movie. So it's basically like a soundtrack, right? Yeah. So there is a scene where after she has been beaten and she like knows is feeling bad, she walks up to the window behind her kitchen and that singer fucking appears and starts singing. So imagine a movie suddenly becomes a musical when it was not before, and it's really jarring. And we were like, why did you make that decision? It's very interesting. And he was like, basically, that was how it was the whole movie, because that's how the play is. But people thought that was weird. So I start off with a non-diegetic musical number, and then the rest of the movie, it's diegetic. So I was like, oh, man, I wish it was diegetic the whole time, because I feel like it would have made everything like cohesive. I liked your original like idea. And then he said, I'm going to stop you right there. That's very rude. The movie's already finished. And I was like, but you asked me, like, like we were having a discussion, like, and then it turned into like this whole explosive thing where it's like, okay,
I think you're in the wrong personally.
Why? It's a guest artist workshop where he asked for discussion. Should we just show the movie, applause, and then he just leaves? Like, what do we do? Like, he didn't ask for like, oh, what did you like about the movie?
But that's not the discussion, though. That's not what he was asking. So
he literally was talking about how he originally wanted to do it, and I agree. He
wasn't
with him.
Asking with like, hey, what would you have preferred to see? Like that
wasn't the context of it. The context of it was he told me what his original version was. I said, oh, I like your original version. That's what I wish it was. And then he responded by saying, that's very rude.
That's where you're wrong. That's where you're wrong. That second part there. I wish that's what it was. That's
that's really not wrong at all. I'm going to die on this hill. That's not wrong at all.
Dude, sorry. I remember this. No, I remember. I feel like I'm transported back to this guest artist workshop, and it was like you know what? It was such a big deal.
You know what makes it clear to me that I wasn't wrong? Like more than half the class agreed with me, and they started arguing with him because they're like, "Why are you striking him down?"
This is the Marvin. Like, this is where Marvin and I differ. I can see both sides here, but yeah, I remember this. I remember this.
Both sides. Is what
you're
Here's the thing. Here's why I ask.
Yeah.
Because why hasn't anybody just told her, we don't want to do this? No one wants to do this. Please don't make us do this.
Because
she's their friend.
There's things
I know,
that you
but
do
here's the thing is
friends.
like here's the thing. I forgot I was seeing somebody speak and they said something about like not doing artistic favors for people. And I get that this is not an artistic industry within the universe, you know what I mean? This is purely for entertainment. But even then, like I think it's detrimental to do something for somebody when your heart is not in, or where you're like, oh, this isn't perfect for me. Like this is when you feel uncomfortable, or when you're not 100% in, you should just bail. It's better to bail and,
But what I'm finding most notable here is that even whilst Riker is being assigned a mission that, is potentially dangerous, trying to find people who are in danger of being caught and tortured, they're still worrying so much about being ready for this play.
Yep.
They're really prioritizing it. Yeah.
It shouldn't be.
And it's like, why?
It shouldn't be. They should just be like, hey, this should take priority. Let's just do this like in 2 weeks. Let's just cancel it. It's not like we're on a fucking schedule.
You can postpone. It doesn't have to happen right then.
Let's just do it when you get back. Like, let's not have to worry about this before you get to go.
Broadway. They're not like, we're going to lose a theater. after
Yeah,
this fucking
exactly.
week.
Yeah.
Because you know
we're gonna
Hello
lose out
Dolly,
on
Hello
ticket
Dolly
sales.
is starting next week. No, there's nothing.
Yeah.
Tell you what, do the play in the fucking holodeck. No one cares.
Why don't they? They
That'd
could
be
have
cool.
such
They-
great
they don't-
sets.
They don't have
I
to
think they
build
like
anything.
the idea of the physical having to build sets. Like it's traditional. I think they probably like that, the whole thing.
But they could do a set in the
Yeah.
holodeck.
Yeah, even better with like wind and like.
you're not building it. Like, you know, they have a stage
but it's
crew.
better.
Because they did make
You're living-
Riker does
you're
make a
living
big
it.
point to tear it down by hand at the end.
Yeah, but I feel
Which
like the
is so
holodeck
awkward.
is more like you're living it. It gives you more of an experience.
Yeah, of course it's better, but it's like those people that I don't know, like what's something I don't know.
It's like people that only make movies on film, like Tarantino.
Yeah, like film. Yeah, or like anything old timey that people do
Like people that collect
because
records.
they think it's better. Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
records, but actually there is an argument that maybe music sounds differently and on a record. So I don't know if it's comparable. But
I don't
know.
think that. I don't think that. As a person who collects records, I don't think that. I just think that it makes me have a different listening experience. Like when I listen to something, whether it's
Okay.
old or newer,
Right.
I can't forward the fucking song. You know what I mean?
Like the audio quality doesn't affect your experience of
I mean, it's
listening to a
when it
record
comes down
versus
to the same,
like a digital.
like if it's digital, I'm using headphones. I'm never
Right.
playing. The only time I'm playing music out loud is records
Mm.
or
Okay.
or in the car. You know.
Sure.
But I think that in the car speakers sound shitty. They're not made to sound perfect. So like
Right.
I'll take how it sounds on record
Mhm.
and have the experience of having to listen to the whole album and not be rushed about like gotta get to the next song. So
Right.
I to a certain extent I get it, but to me that's the experience. Like the
Well,
experience
that's
is
probably
being,
why they
you know what I mean?
choose to build the play.
I guess
to
so.
build the
I guess
sets.
so.
To
guess
be
so.
like, oh, it's a different experience, I guess.
Well, I think part of it also is that everyone really places a very, very high priority on the play. Like Data is like thinking about it all the time. Like when Riker's feeling bad about it, Deanna's advice isn't, maybe you shouldn't do the play then. Deanna's advice is embrace the role, which is like kind of weird.
Yeah. That's a weird direction to get to.
Yeah. And then like the only person out of everyone who seems to be prioritizing the dangerous undercover mission over the play is Worf. Worf is like, hey, fucking listen to me. Like,
Yeah, but
In so doing, he comes off as an obnoxious tool.
yeah.
but he's
okay.
right. He needs
So,
to listen to him. Like know how to do this fucking. You have to do this knife ritual. You don't know how to
But
do
then he
it.
just starts doing it immediately without explaining anything, and then he cuts him.
Yeah. Well, here's the
So
thing.
was
Like,
that
well, you're not
cut?
doing it right.
Was
Yeah.
that
That cuts
cut
the dream.
real?
That's part of the
then?
dream. It's part of
I
the
think
dream.
that's part of the
So-
dream. I think
Yeah,
that's part
yeah,
of the
yeah.
dream.
Oh, really?
It is all part of the dream, but like that is like the depiction of Worf we are discussing is all part
So
of
at
the
what
dream. anyways.
point are we in the dream?
The whole time.
whole episode.
From the very
Almost.
beginning. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only time we're out of dream is when he first wakes up on the bed, like that operating table.
Yeah.
That's when
So
we're in
it's-
real life again.
So the idea is that
So there
are
is a play
elements,
though.
Yes, there are
play.
elements of things that really
Yeah.
happened combined with elements that are fake. So like the fake thing that the brain thing is trying to create is the mental institution. The
Yeah.
real thing is his memories of being on the Enterprise and doing the play.
Yeah.
And having these interactions with Worf and Deanna and Beverly and
Okay,
Picard.
so he's already done the play at
Yeah.
this point.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
The-
So he's
Those are
just
just
redoing.
memories.
He's just
Yeah.
redoing the memories over and over again to try to keep himself sane, like instinctively.
Yeah.
And the mental institution is the bad inception that they are trying to
Okay.
fucking extract whatever from his. Like they don't quite explain what they were trying to extract from him.
Neuro
Like
juice.
Starfleet
Neuro
confidential
ooze.
stuff, I think.
Is that what it was? Like, did they actually say? 'Cause it's like,
Yeah, they did. They did say they were trying. They had
Also-
a theory that they were trying to access,
is that not like a war crime? Like, if they did that, shouldn't Starfleet come over and be like, "Hey, we're now going to carpet bomb you because you took one of."
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
like,
Mm,
what,
No,
like
I guess
why
they
would
don't
you
do
do
anything.
that?
I don't know.
You won't give us back our guy. We have to either invade you guys or something, dude. You know?
Like nothing wrong happened. Like, why are you?
Yeah.
We don't know what they did off screen. We have
that's true.
seen
That's
them destroy civilizations without any
Well,
qualms.
Here's the
That's
thing: when
true.
all else
Yeah.
fails, Shoot a rocket into it. See what happens.
Shoot a torpedo, photon torpedo at it. See what.
Yeah, like just to fire a phaser into the planet, like they used to do.
Yeah.
There were I have a question. So there were points where like different Starfleet officers tried to like infiltrate the Dream and like take him out. Were those?
That was a dream.
Were those
that was a dream.
real?
That was all fake, too.
Yeah, that was also fake.
Fake news.
So he really is the only one responsible for getting himself out of that state.
Yeah. He saved himself.
Nobody else intervened
strong
on some other level.
In fact, it makes it seem like no one was like remotely keeping an eye on him.
Because he said, you were captured 2 days after you beamed down. We knew your location at all times because we could emergency transport you immediately, but we didn't do anything. You were just stuck in the same location and not checking in at all.
Yeah, their protocol should have been, hey, he hasn't checked in 12 hours. We should just transport him out for safety. Like, there's no reason not to, right? Like,
so how did they know to transport him then? Can you remind me how they knew to transport him?
He called for it with a communication.
Yeah,
remember at the end, he had the thing?
Yeah, he literally breaks out of the Dream himself.
Takes the thing off his brain.
Yeah, he tears it off his brain. And then he
threatens the doctor guy with the knife. And then says, emergency transport, get me out of here.
Okay, so when he says emergency transport, you're telling me Starfleet did not know at that point anything was wrong.
No, apparently not.
Are you serious?
That's the
crazy
crazy
part. On this position and got him out immediately. There was no problem. There was no shield. There was nothing to get past.
So that's when they were informed that like, hey, you were attacked and
Yeah, they didn't know. The thing is, even in the fake rescue mission where like stealth Data and Stealth Worf show up. Like there is some like kayfabe explanation of like, oh, they needed to put up the signal pylons to increase the signal strength. I know they needed to do that because it turns out maybe that's the explanation as to why they didn't just like teleport him out.
Yeah,
because they're like, oh, there's something blocking it. It's why Beverly had to infiltrate and do all this stuff.
Right.
But in the real world, it was worse. They could have saved him at any moment, and they kind of forgot.
In the Dream, Riker was coping that they had a hard time rescuing him.
Yeah. That was his coping mechanism. The coping mechanism was that
it's like they're coming for me. It's just really hard.
Yeah. I'm sure my friends are trying very hard to save me, but they literally
do they not have like a daily check-in with your crew to be like, hey, how's it going?
They were so occupied doing plays that they forgot
they were so
to save Riker.
Beverly's play. And then
wow, I didn't realize that. I guess
immediately rotated to her next play, and she was like, "We gotta focus on this."
Everyone on the ship was just reading all the reviews of the plays,
and you know that he was in the Dream because you know that every time he gets that cut in his face. Because
the pain is constantly there. Yeah.
Wow.
And because he's got the little straw on his forehead.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyway, and so basically at the end he gets out. Here's my big. That's basically the whole episode. There's a play.
Yeah, kind of.
He's infiltrated.
Yeah.
He's incepted.
Well, the play happened. The play coincidentally happens to be about being unlawfully trapped, held in a mental institution.
Yeah.
So that happened to correspond with
convenient.
Convenient.
Here's a couple questions I have or quibbles.
Right.
That dude that had the big ears on his face.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Was he really a bad guy?
Yeah.
He was a bad guy who had to like.
Yeah. Like Riker did end up like telling the real story in the ready room with Picard and Deanna. It was like they ambushed me in an alleyway, and Suna was one of the ones who ambushed me.
Got it. That's right.
No, right. Yeah.
And they don't see what happened to him, and they don't go back and they don't
Suna
go
just
back.
goes darn. He goes like, that's all he does.
But they don't say like, well, now we know where we're at. Let's go in there shooting. Let's just shoot them. We don't have to go and shoot like the whole planet. Let's just go in there and like SEAL Team 6 them, dude. You know,
or like just reach out to them and say, hey, we know you try to kidnap one of our guys.
Not cool, dude. Not cool.
What the fuck was that?
Why are you trying to suck all of his brain juice out? What's up with that?
What the fuck? Yeah. What's up with your McDonald's golden arches foreheads? What's up with that? Like, why are you guys trying to do all this shit?
Suna's face reminds me a bit of Tokido.
He's got a murder face going on.
He's kind of got a murder face going on. He looks like Tokido to me.
But yeah,
I thought you were saying Tokido.
Yeah, Tokido.
Yeah, that is kind of how people pronounce his name. That's just the handle of a well-known Street Fighter player.
Yeah. But Ricardo's right. They kind of just rotate through. There's like a subplot with like they claim he murdered someone, and there's a bunch of like unfriendly guards. And then like there's a doctor who seems to be a nice doctor who's doing like some sort of,
but it's all the dream. It's not
it's
real.
all a ruse. Yeah, there's like a brain hologram session that they're doing.
Yeah, and he just starts blasting his way out of the fucking dreams until he's out.
At the end they do like, it's like a very 90s effect. The thing where like a plate explodes into like tiny triangles.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's very early CG, like, because triangles are easy.
It's remember when Zod escaped from the Phantom Zone?
Yeah,
sure.
And this it's like that, but little bits. And he literally shoots and suicides himself out of the simulation and wakes up. And it's like
when they're like, oh my god, he's doing it, and he's like,
yeah.
Well, I do like how like step by step, like he does kind of reach the conclusions in a practical way,
very logical way. Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah,
the bad guys are like, oh, he's conscious now, but they don't like rush over to fucking like get him down on the bed. Like they let him get up. They're very incompetent, these people.
Well, that's part of what makes it seem more like a fake thing at the end, though. It does help buy into the feeling of this is not real. This is not real. Like this is. I mean, the dead giveaway that it's not real is that he's the only human in this mental institution that's already like.
Yeah, and also as soon as that doctor guy says, "Hey, you're on a Tylonis Mental Institute," that that planet you went undercover on at earlier mentioned in the episode.
Yeah, that's a big clue for sure.
Yeah, that's a pretty sure thing. It's like, well, something happened and Riker's now in trouble. So
So,
well, this is why I think I talked about it in another episode. I think is that I have a code word for my wife if I die.
Oh, you have a totem.
Oh, right.
With your wife,
right?
Yeah.
For
I have a totem with Sarah.
Yeah, and do you have one with Sarah now?
I have a totem with Sarah. I can't say what it is. So
yeah, no, you should never say what it is.
Yeah.
Especially to me, because I'll use it for bad. I would use a totem to get out of the dream, to be like, oh, is this a dream or not? And I would use a totem. It's like
also sorry to interrupt you, but like again, just to buy into the narrative of everyone prioritizing the fucking play.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Over everything else. Okay, there's a scene where also Riker is recounting while he's putting on makeup, his own makeup, which I think is funny, to Beverly. Beverly's like, wow, that sounds really intense. I feel like this play is making you go crazy. How was your performance though in your dream? Was it good? Yeah. It's like, that's all she cares about. Yeah. It's like, oh my God, he's having nightmares about your play.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't have to do this play.
Okay. To be fair to Beverly in this, for this episode though, this is a fake Beverly that Riker invented in his head. That was only likely based on the real Beverly.
Maybe.
So it was something that she could say.
Yes. Very much she might have.
It's totally in character. But maybe this is Riker. Maybe his thoughts were like, man, when I was in the ship, all everyone wanted me to do was this play. They didn't care about me doing anything else. So like this is him manifesting his insecurity about like, do they even want me to be like first officer, or do they just want me to be
maybe everyone is just convinced like, damn, Riker can act. He should have been an actor.
Yeah, but that's what everyone thinks. It should not have gone to start. I mean, to be fair, Jonathan Frakes does a pretty good performance in this episode. Like
his most compelling work is when he is like, performing in the times when he's not being real.
Yeah.
In the episode, it feels like.
Yeah.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Why are more Star Trek actors not like in big studio movies? Like Picard, I mean, Patrick Stewart's one of them, and LeVar Burton is another one, right? It's in like,
well, LeVar's not like really done like acting stuff out of like Reading Rainbow was his big stuff. Second gig, but he never like did more acting outside of Star Trek really, and really his big breakthrough wasn't Star Trek, it was Roots.
Yeah. Now, what's the deal? Because even in the new Star Trek show that we're into, like, there's not a lot of huge breakthrough. Is it because it was still in the era of like TV actors not making it to TV? Is that the thing?
Well, I think it is that it was harder to transition from television
Yeah.
to movies. Like, do you remember when George Clooney went from ER to being Batman?
I remember. Yeah.
That was a huge deal. That like, oh, a TV actor is going to be like a big movie star. That's crazy. You know,
Wait,
like
it was from Dusk Till Dawn. It was from Dusk Till Dawn first, no?
yeah, but the big role was Batman. Dusk Till Dawn was like,
I know. But I'm saying like that. Even that was a big jump.
But the Batman was the biggest deal, though. The Batman where they were like freaking out.
I understand.
Yeah,
but I'm saying like,
yeah.
he did have the stepping stone from Dusk Till Dawn.
Right.
I mean, till this day, I think he credits Tarantino as like giving him his like movie break.
Right. So,
Like
Yeah, I mean, but nowadays it's like interchangeable. It's almost like TV
almost no
stars are
difference.
almost bigger.
It's the opposite. I feel like it's the opposite now. Like now TV people are like, oh, I should make a show. And like, it's harder for them to find a
TV
good show.
people are almost more recognizable and more famous.
Yeah.
Than,
Well, look at
like movie.
Hal from It's Always from Can you repeat the question?
Talking about Bryan Cranston.
Yep, Bryan Cranston. Thank God, dude.
Oh yes, Bryan Cranston. Yeah.
You had such a weird series
I know.
of
I had to
ways
sing
to
the
try
song.
to identify.
Yeah. Well, I was singing the song too.
Well,
and
he
I
said
set
Hal
myself in the head.
first, so that's like
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. I was trying to get to there. I was trying
yeah.
not to do the wrong name. I've been trying hard not to mess people's names up,
Yeah,
and it's hard. Okay, and it's my brain's a lot of mush. Yeah, like him. Like look at how like he's a great actor though. He do whatever he fucking wants.
I mean, and Bryan Cranston just does well whatever he does.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
I think it was two things. I think it's that era where breaking out of television was more difficult. People were like, stay in your lane. You're a television guy, you know? I think the other is that Star Trek is kind of a typecast. Like
Yeah, I
once
guess so.
you are associated with Star Trek, you kind of were always associated. I mean, look at the original cast of Star Trek, the first one.
True.
Yeah.
The only one to break out really was what's his name? Kirk. What's his name?
Tim Burton.
William Shatner. Shatner was the
Yeah.
yeah. Shatner was the only one to break out into other roles, and they weren't like massive roles. They were just other roles.
Wasn't he DJ Hooker? Is that it?
Yeah, it's not like a massive role.
Yeah,
like
no.
it was and then like other like the other actors played like parts in B movies and randomly and whatnot, and Leonard Nimoy had like an interesting eclectic career afterward, but they don't really break out. And I think TNG was also interestingly different in that obviously Patrick Stewart broke out to do tons of things.
Mm-hmm.
And Jonathan Frakes broke out to do Beyond Belief.
But Sarah, that's not a real breakout. It's still TV. He was a host of a
No,
TV
Beyond
show.
Belief is epic.
Well, also, Jonathan Frakes is also an interesting example because he actually said, I kind of want to transition to directing. So
he did though. Yeah, he moved
Yeah.
into like directing and like
So after he finished TNG, he tried to get more directing gigs, and he just didn't get a lot of them. Part of it was that he was typecast as you're the guy who do the TNG. Like, it's different. Despite the fact I think he's a pretty decent director. I think he knows what he's doing, but he could have done very well on TV directing, which is what he was looking for.
I mean, he look at his directing on IMDb. Like it's pretty good. He directed fucking Clock Stoppers.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm saying. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
I think he was just kind of typecast as a director. You directed Star Trek episodes, Yeah.
And
then like Geordie, LeVar Burton did his own thing. Beverly, I believe, went back to theater. Gates McFadden, because that was her first gig.
Okay.
And Deanna, for her, this was her breakthrough, and she wanted to stay here. Like Marina Sirtis was like, "Oh, I was trapped in canon films as like damsels in distress who are like stripped naked and whipped in like movies and stuff. It's like this was like my way out. I love Star Trek. I don't want to leave Star Trek."
And also, I guess like at the time how TV was structured, like if you had 7 seasons on a TV show, like you were pretty much set. You know what I mean? Especially with TNG, with the rerun and stuff that you're pretty
since it was rerun upon air, like they were instant syndication. So they were making tons of residuals, and it was a comfortable living, so once they had it all set, I think like they didn't have to try to diversify as much. They obviously tried to. I mean, like obviously Patrick Stewart, very prolific career afterward, but like LeVar Burton, for example, he just wanted to do his own thing, he wasn't tied to the idea, and same for Jonathan Frakes. They weren't tied to the idea of being actors. Gates McFadden went back to her first love of theater. So,
Yeah.
you know,
I mean,
so
there might also be something to be said for the fact that for the time in which they are producing the show, at least, they are just completely busy with producing the show.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Like-
yeah. But afterward,
Especially during that era.
yeah. Like when you were involved with TNG, making 26 episodes a season. That's
Right, but like I
That's
guess
crazy.
that's just to help
Yeah.
illustrate how it is much easier to get like kind of locked into whatever you were typecast as first, because you will only be that thing for a long time, and that will be what people know you to be by default, like to start once you're done.
And these days it's much easier to like say, oh, I did a show here and I did a movie here, because shows are like 8 to 10 episodes long a season now. So like,
right.
Oh yeah, and they're like max 5 seasons, maybe, you know?
Yeah, 5 seasons is a lot of seasons.
5 seasons is long.
That's why that's why that's why when I rewatch the special features on like Back to the Future and seeing like Michael J. Fox do the TV show and do the movie at night, like it gives me like I don't get too much anxiety, but it gives me like I feel like
tired.
I feel the sleep deprivation.
Yeah, I feel okay. There's a thing. Okay, this is like a really unfortunate line that ended up being like true, because he was like, because I watched the same special features you had seen back in college.
Yeah,
and there's an interview with Michael J. Fox where he's like, I originally couldn't do the movie because I was doing the show, but then they were like, oh, we really need you, like really. He's like, all right, I'll work nights, I'll shoot nights. You know, like my doctor told me like that little sleep with this hard of a schedule, it's going to cause me health problems later on. But I'm doing it. And
I mean,
you know,
apparently he got so disoriented by like even on the set of The Frighteners, he was still shouting for Doc.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he never recovered.
Back in the outtakes where he screams Doc, like you know, when he's supposed to be saying something else.
Yeah.
It's wild. It's wild that
it was brutal back then.
Yeah. I mean, this was a mid episode for me. I was
interesting. Okay.
It wasn't as interesting as I would like to been, mainly because it just upset me that like people were putting like prioritizing a play over anything. You know what I mean?
Well, I think that's very
like the absurdity of that. Like I wasn't really thinking about until we were talking about it. So it is like really funny to me in like right now. But I do like the episode otherwise a lot.
Yeah, and I personally, I mean, one, having read more about like how it was made, I think it's kind of amazing that like this was like a last minute script. They were so basically it was like, what, like the script literally came out of, I forget who's the writer on this. He was basically just had a thought. It was Brandon Braga. Okay, so Brandon Braga literally had a thought where he said, what if Riker woke up in a mental institution one day? And that was like where the entire script came out of. And they were not going to run with it. But one of the scripts they were going to do that season was last minute canceled. So he was like, can you write this to the script? And they spent 3 days making the whole script. And this is what they ended up with. So I think that's really impressive for one.
Man,
the other is
that's not bad.
Yeah. And then the other is like, this is like one of a few times we've seen Riker in like, I'm really like fucked up and crazy trapped somewhere show. And I think this is probably the best version of that so far.
I agree.
Like, because
it's almost like his own little chain of command episode where he has to like, you know, forge his own reality.
Yeah, I think it's like a better interpretation of like a Future Imperfect, you know, where Future Imperfect, it was like, oh, you woke up, but then it was Romulans, but then it was an alien boy, you know, so that wasn't as good. So yeah, I think the performances Riker or Jonathan Frakes gives is quite good in the episode. Like, it is interesting that he can make the distinction between I am in context acting in a play, and now I'm converting to really, no, this is really happening. Like acting, I think he's actually quite good at that. And I do like, he's just very good at looking distressed. and
he does give good wide-eyed looks. He's very good at the wild eyes.
Yeah. I mean, it's by no means a perfect episode, but I still think I'd give it like an 8.5, 8.5. I think I'd still give it, you know,
because I'd be willing to give it an 8. Yeah.
I kind of enjoy the general feeling of the episode. I think part of what I like about it also is that this is not it doesn't feel like a regular Star Trek episode at all. It just starts straight on him, fade in. There's no star date. it's just him freaking out and we turn out to play. But it's just interesting that it's just
what I realized?
Structured. Yeah.
This is almost, or this could be interpreted almost as a redemption of the end of season 2, because Riker manages to save his own brain.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And it concludes as he does so, everyone's clapping for him like the end of Evangelion.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes. Yeah.
It all comes back to Eva every
he stopped
time.
Third Impact. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to give this episode a 7.5. I think it's always fun when you have actors acting, you know what I mean? Like that whole...
Yeah. They get to flex their acting muscles, not just read a script.
It's super fun. And it's awesome how this...
That is part of what I enjoy about the episode as well. It's really fun to see Jonathan Frakes going big.
It's fun.
Not only that too, but Data also gets to like act a little different than Data, right? Like
that's
it's
true.
Still a little wooden, but yeah.
He's a perfect actor though. He is perfect at mimicking any role he needs to become.
Yeah. But until he's like taken out of a role and then he's just like, I no longer know how to use contractions. And you're like, shut the fuck
give
up,
him
dude.
a scene to play back. He'll do it. He does it really well.
So it's always really fun to see actors acting, and this was different. It felt like a Twilight Zone episode. You know what I mean? Like,
you were saying that.
Like,
yeah.
When I was watching it, I was like, I don't feel like I'm watching Star Trek. I feel like I'm watching this like weird Twilight Zone episode where you don't know what's real and dream within a dream, and which is a very overused trope in sci-fi, but it's used for a reason. It's dreams are scary. Trying to think what's real, what's not real is a very interesting storyline.
Like,
so yeah,
I really enjoy the fact that overall the dream within a dream stuff makes sense.
Yes.
Yes. Like the fact that it wasn't just like, well, because it's a dream, we're not going to give a shit about how any of this works. I'm just glad that they didn't like resort to that.
The other thing I really like is that whenever he's back, obviously whenever he's in back on the Enterprise in the dream, like everything makes sense. He knows everyone, blah, blah, blah. What I really like is whenever he comes back to the mental institution, he starts going like, oh, right. No, this is real. Here's my history that I remember. Right.
Yeah, the fact that he remembers things that the audience doesn't know is really like disorienting for us. It's like, wait, what is happening here?
It's a really cool way to put that because it makes you go, huh? Because he's not like just freaking out, and because he's not just constantly saying, no, this isn't real. I'm on the Enterprise, blah, blah. He's starting to like accept it and being like, right, this is right. This is real. This is correct.
It keeps you guessing.
There is a great line where he goes, I think this is real because whenever I'm back on the Enterprise, it's crazy and nothing makes sense. But whenever I'm back here, everything feels real. So this must be real. I remember
everything.
Yeah. So I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting that that's how it makes you think that, oh, he is just like waking up in a dream and the institution is real. And it makes a twist that it's not, all of it is fake. A lot better because it helped ground the fact that the institution seemed real. So
right, you know what I like? I like that Jaya lady who like who believes she's a Starfleet officer.
Oh my god, that was so good.
That was a good fake out because I thought of that fake out in the moment, but I didn't think they were gonna do it.
Right, yeah.
I was like,
bust up.
Oh shoot, it is like they just did that. Okay, cool. Yeah, cool. And wait, I also one other last thing. There was a point in the show that I kind of wish had become more of a through line that was really interesting to me, but they just let it sit there because it was just a way to get to the next step. And it was that guy who goes into the sick bay who had his like hands torched by a plasma torch.
Right.
Oh my
and then he gives Riker that really like haunting look and it affects Riker like really badly. And he's like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. People are looking at me. And it's like, in that moment, I'm thinking like, whoa, this is so interesting. What's happening? This is like a horror movie.
But they don't follow up on it, I guess.
They don't really follow up on that at all.
It's just an excuse for him to say it's just like that play. I feel like people are watching me like in that play.
Maybe it's sort of like that was an event that did happen and it did stick in his mind. So when he's recreating it, it becomes more intense because in this version of events, everyone is looking at him. So
maybe.
I don't know. I don't know for sure.
Wait, one final minor point. Riker has this weird shit-eating grin when he's like in the final scene in the ready room with Picard and Deanna. I don't know why, but it makes me laugh. He just keeps smiling for no reason.
Yeah. Well, he's happy. He's happy that his brain is fixed.
I guess so.
I hate movies about actor. I like acting. I hate movies
Really?
about,
You don't like actors acting?
No,
So you hate Cassavetes movies?
You mean movies about actors like an actor in the movie? They mean like a meta thing?
Like
Like the actor is playing a character who's an actor.
Yeah, like opening night. Like you don't like opening night?
There's only a few like okay. So for movies about acting, there's only a few movies that I like.
No.
One is Waiting for Guffman, which is a mockumentary.
Okay.
It's a Christopher Guest mockumentary.
Okay.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is another one.
Oh, I don't
And
like
Somewhere.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood at all. No.
And the Sofia Coppola movie Somewhere. Those are the only three. The other ones I just fucking hate. I can't stand them.
Why?
And I hate
What
movies
makes you not like them? Like why?
I think it's pretentious.
Mm-hmm.
But what if it's just about the topic?
Yeah, but like there's no original
Birdman?
movie.
Wasn't Birdman one of them?
Yeah, Birdman.
Yeah,
but
I guess
Birdman
so, yeah.
in general. Birdman
was
is
good.
pretentious in general.
Yeah.
It's not because it's
for a
about
different
acting.
reason. Yeah,
Yeah.
But no, I think in
Did
general,
I like Birdman? I don't know if I liked it. No, I didn't like Birdman.
I
Did
hated
like it?
Birdman. I found
I
it
can't
so
remember if I liked
obnoxious.
it or not.
It was. I like how it was made, but I don't like a movie about a movie. I don't like movie about actors. Like I think it's like,
Hollywood
really-
loves movies about movies and actors.
Oh
They
yeah,
love doing that.
every year it'll win the Oscar if it was made. You know,
I don't like that. I don't like movies. Okay, and then movies about movies. I guess the only
There's
one,
so
the one that I
many
think
of
is
those.
the one that I think is the best one. There's only three that I like really, and or four. But the best one is adaptation. Because
well, adaptation is very interesting
because he just wrote himself into the script accidentally.
Yeah. Well, adaptation is just very interesting. What about like Cinema Paradiso?
Yeah, I was gonna say Cinema
No,
Paradiso.
no.
That's so good.
It's
I
okay.
love that movie.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that. I was just looking at that.
I don't like
Okay.
Cinema Paradiso's soundtrack.
Yeah, you have a problem with the leitmotif being played over and over. You're like,
It's
stop
just
it.
too much.
I love
It's too
Cinema
strong a
Paradiso.
leitmotif. I like leitmotif, but boy,
And Sunset Boulevard's okay, but like, and maybe The Player because it's just like so like because of who it is, who directed it. But like, other than that, I don't like.
I don't know. I feel like if we let Ricardo keep talking, he'll just keep it with. Actually, I also like this one.
Yeah,
No, I also like
he'll
this
just
one.
keep naming it, except for this one. Except I'll add that one to the list.
That's what we're for.
Eventually, it's like
What about Who
70
Framed
films
Roger
long.
Rabbit? That's a movie about filmmaking. You
No,
know?
it's not.
Yeah, it is.
I guess kind of. Yeah, you're right. You're
There's some.
yeah.
Here we go.
But I don't like Roger Rabbit really.
Well, you're not supposed to like him just to like him.
I don't like the movie.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
what's wrong
All
with
right.
you?
Well, fuck you then. I guess.
I don't
One
like
of the
I don't
greatest
like Muppets.
movies
I don't
ever
like
made.
fucking, yeah.
They're not
They're not
Muppets,
Muppets.
though.
They're
They're
Looney
fucking
Tunes.
actual cartoons.
If I'm being honest, I don't really like Space Jam.
That's
That doesn't
fine.
matter.
Space Jam is
Space
not
Jam
a
is
good
shit.
movie. Space
Yeah.
Jam is actually not a good movie.
Okay.
Yeah, the best thing about Space Jam is a song,
Yeah, by far. Like
The
by
Wild Wild West.
far.
and debatably the pinball machine.
And like, yeah, like, people have this like nostalgia for Space Jam, but like if you watch Space Jam again, it's really boring.
I can tell you movies
Slog.
about I can tell you movies about actors that I hate. La La Land, I fucking hate, dude. I fucking
Oh, I was
hate
gonna
La
say La La
That's
Land.
just pretentious on
That's
its
not a
own
good movie, though.
because
I hate the artist, the fartist.
Oh, the artist. Yeah,
I
that
hate
was.
to me,
so
the,
much.
the part of La La Land I hate is that it's part of the new tradition of musicals where the song is not to like further expand upon character development or a story element.
Mhm.
It's just so the character can repeat their emotion over and over again. I feel bad. I feel bad. I feel bad. It's like built like a pop song. I fucking hate La La Land. I hate like The Greatest Showman, like all these fucking what's that movie about that kid who broke his arm and he faked his death or he wrote that letter and they thought it was like his friend who committed suicide wrote the letter. So it was
The
like
Greatest Showman?
Dear Evan Hansen. Yeah, fuck Dear Evan Hansen. All of these fucking modern musicals where it's designed to just trying to aim
You
for
like Wicked?
best.
You like Wicked?
I haven't seen Wicked actually,
I haven't
so
seen it
I
either.
actually don't know. I don't know, to be honest. But those types of musicals where it's like they're very clearly aiming for wanting to win Best Original Song at the Oscars.
Yeah.
Fuck those movies. and
I
those
only like,
musicals.
to be fair, I don't like musicals. I only like musicals that are not musicals, meaning like,
I like musicals. So
like Sing
yeah,
Street.
I
I like Sing Street. I like Once.
don't know
like
these actually. Yeah.
Huh?
I don't know these actually. Yeah. So
You never seen Once?
No, I never seen Once. I never even heard of it. I don't know. What that
Oh
is.
wow,
Yeah.
Sing Street's
Do you
really
like
good.
Stomp?
I don't like Stomp. I don't like Stomp. at all.
You like Rent, don't you?
I don't. I fucking. I
fuck
no,
Rent.
I hate fucking hate Rent.
Fuck Rent so hard.
Ricardo's the type of guy that likes Rent. 525,000 or whatever it is.
I like the Simpsons version of Rent very much.
Yeah, that's the good Rent. Yeah, where you
Where is the rent? I must have the rent. Dollars, dimes, and nickels. I need them all right now.
that would have made a much better movie if it was just a guy who's like, I want the rent.
I don't even like Zack and Mary Make a Porno because it's about a movie about making a movie.
What about Boogie Nights?
Yeah, Boogie Nights.
I actually like Boogie Nights a lot.
Yeah, there we go. See,
Yeah.
your list is going to keep growing. Your list will keep
Yeah.
growing.
You just
Yeah.
need to remember more movies.
That's
Ricardo.
not really about a movie. It's really about an adult industry.
Still, it's still about the industry
so.
and making.
Guess so.
What do you like? Opening Night by Cassavetes? Do you
No.
like him?
No,
Oh, okay.
I like
you don't-
Cassavetes,
okay.
but like it's specific what I like.
Okay. Well, what is your score for the episode though? We didn't.
I think I said it was a 6, but I could
Was
go
it
5.
6?
Yeah, I could go 5.
6 or a 5.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
5's like, you know what? 5. Make it official 5. Stamp it.
okay.
Okay.
So
right.
it was very interestingly.
That's been noted for the record.
Yeah.
We look at so to be fair, I put up the Discord poll for the rating late this week.
Oh my god, dude.
But there's still enough votes that it's pretty clear what the winner is. The winner is 9.
Really?
People
9?
really like this episode.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can see why.
Wow.
It's a unique episode by far,
Yeah. I mean, like,
or in terms of how it's
People,
done.
I guess people do like La La Land.
I think a big selling point for
That's a
people is
conclusion to
that
draw.
well, there's 2 big selling points is that it's Jonathan Frakes flexing his acting muscles, and
Yes.
it's very different as an episode of Star Trek. Like
Yeah.
it's just
It keeps you guessing.
Yeah, it is not a normal episode.
But here, look. Okay, and I get that, dude. I understand.
Right. Yeah.
I'm here for the science fiction, dude. You know?
I mean, I can have variety. I don't mind
Yeah.
variety.
If
you
I
know?
want to dream within a dream, I'll go watch Inception or I'll watch fucking Memento, dude. You know,
But do you,
I-
but
I-
do you,
I-
you
Arguably,
don't want your
those are
show?
sci-fi too.
I guess
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. Do you not
Just-
want your TV shows to have some variation?
No, I do, but like there was here
Every episode of Breaking Bad must be about Breaking Bad.
Yeah, it's in the
Well,
title. dude.
breaking or bad or some combination thereof.
Here's the thing that for me there was nothing explained. Not that it was explained. There's nothing buttoned up for me. Like we didn't see what happened to the people as a consequence to this thing that they were torturing somebody, dude.
Fair point.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Very
Number
fair
one,
point.
they were torturing somebody, like straight up torturing.
Yes, that's true.
and possibly getting sensitive information from him if they went through and the plan went as planned.
Right.
2, we don't get a conclusion of, well, this is more for following episodes, but like again, these things happen to these crew members and they get put back in the rotation of working. Like at no point are they like, okay, we like just tell me like, oh, okay, we're gonna put you on not duty. We're gonna take you off duty for like a good month to figure this out.
It's because Beverly went into his brain and fixed his long-term memory.
But Marlon,
Well, not only that,
how many
okay,
times
we
have
have
we done? How many times have we done this, Dan? Where something happens and then you're like, oh, they were compromised. Like,
well, that's exactly my point, Ricardo. At this point, how is it surprising that they don't care? Because in
Yeah, I
this,
guess
like
so.
this example is actually pretty mild compared to what we've seen already happen to others.
yeah, but still, like, I'm hoping that
It's not like Riker got Manchurian candidated like.
Well, we
Geordi
don't know
was.
that. We don't know that, dude.
Yeah, maybe.
That's
Like,
true.
How do we know that they didn't plant something for Beverly to be like? Because they know how Beverly's not the best fucking doctor.
I mean, for the record, Picard is still a dormant Borg.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
he's asleep.
Oh,
right
yeah.
now. But how did we not know that these people were like, give him this issue where like we're trying to extract something, but then that's just like the diversion, dude. We're really
They slept in a little worm. Yeah.
A little worm, and he, when he gets aroused, when he sees the harp ladies, boom, it gets activated, dude, and he's gonna start killing, dude.
Well,
it's
because she went into his brain and fixed his long-term memory.
Yeah.
No, I'll tell you the reason you can dislike this episode, Ricardo. It's Beverly.
Look,
because she's the problem.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
I cannot tell why it's fucking Beverly, dude. But also, we never see. So they just left all these people on that planet getting tortured and getting fucking, it's like apartheid down there, and they're fucking killing. Like,
that's
people.
Also true. Yeah.
Yeah. They just effed off. They no longer started trying, or
they didn't
continue the effort to rescue their Starfleet.
Yeah. They didn't go. Okay. Well, we've informed Starfleet that there's basically a brainwashing facility down there. And we're gonna try to get everyone free. Although, to be fair, the facility was never real, so it could have been just Riker in this little room
in the fucking.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I thought that it was just him.
Somebody's apartment,
everyone else's.
Somebody's studio apartment.
Yeah,
I guess you're left to just choose to believe what parts of the scenario were originally real. Because if the premise of him going down undercover to save those Starfleet people in danger of being caught and tortured, so long as that is real.
Wait a minute. Did he? He didn't save those people, did he?
No, they're dead, dude. They're dead.
He definitely did not.
He only saved himself.
Oh no! So are they going to go back?
Point.
I thought you meant the people in general, like the planet people.
No.
So, but the people he was attempting to rescue from the Federation.
Yeah, like that was the actual only goal. It wasn't to like do peace talks or anything. Yeah. It's just like civil war is already happening. We just need to get our people out.
So Riker failed his mission essentially.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the Enterprise cut their losses and left.
Yeah, but Marvin, the good thing though is that they put on the play. Okay.
Yes.
The show must go on. Okay?
It was a really good performance. It was a very good performance. Yeah.
No, fucking fine, dude. The more we talk, the lower it's getting, dude. It's almost a 4, dude.
Like, I am totally willing to own up to my own hypocrisy here. I could totally see myself dinging another episode for this kind of like bullshit. But this time, I'm loving it. I don't know why, but it's amazing.
I think part of it's because it's his brain saying that. So we don't know if it was really everyone being like, we fucking love plays. It might have just been his own like internal logic and memory of it being like, man, everyone just really wanted me to focus on this play. So that could be what it is. Yeah.
That actually makes it work.
Yeah. It'd be great if he went back to he got back to Picard's ready room. And he's like, Riker, we told you, you stop thinking about this play. Like in real life, they're like, it doesn't matter. No!
Tries to strangle you.
Yeah. Oh boy, that was frame of mind. Oh my gosh.
A 5 for me.
And that was an episode of Newbie Star Trek, everybody. I hope you guys liked it. Hey, if you guys liked what you were listening to, maybe you could give us a rating or a review or a comment wherever you were, either on YouTube or Apple Podcasts or Spotify or Podcast Addict or Podchaser or iHeartRadio or Stitcher
or Pornhub
or Libsyn.
Somebody put one of our episodes on Pornhub, dude. We're
allowed to. Yeah, there is a part of me that ponders just putting up all our episodes that they're just for fun and seeing what happens.
Dude.
Yeah, why not?
We're gonna get someone complaining about.
It's a video media site. I don't see a problem.
Yeah, but I
mean that's how that one math tutor guy got such notoriety.
Here's the thing.
That's true.
I fear that they're gonna be talking a lot of shit about Sarah. It's Pornhub, dude.
Go for it. Go for it.
That's true.
Go for it.
But if it makes us money,
I'm down. If it makes us money, I will take anything. I will take one for the team. I will go for it. Yeah, I'm down.
Listen,
I'm open.
We'll consider it. If there's enough people who are like, you must put it on Pornhub, we will do it.
Yeah.
What's the downside?
For the clout.
Yeah. What's the downside?
Yeah. I mean, we're already a raunchy enough podcast. I don't think we would feel out of place. Honestly,
it wouldn't feel out of place. I feel like if we get the dude that did the porn parody on here, I think that would be good.
He never reached back out to us, so
he's a busy guy, dude. and like
yeah,
it's got a lot of
He's
orifices
busy.
to fuck, dude. You know?
A lot of things to crush.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
Also, you guys maybe check out our merch store. Right now, we just have the 2 t-shirts and a hoodie, but we are planning to put up some other t-shirt designs and some stickers. It's gonna be cool. They were all designed by our good friend John Velez, who came up with some snazzy, fun designs that I think are gonna be.
He sounds
really
like
cool.
a character from The Count of Monte Cristo, doesn't he? John
Velez.
Yeah.
Space
Or-
Cadets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You can head on over to fugitiveframes.store. I often forget to say the name of the merch store. So just go to fugitiveframes.store. But our provider, Fourth Wall and YouTube, finally seems to have hashed it out. So it seems like finally, permanently, if you're on YouTube,
They talked it out.
you should
Picard
be able
finally
to
finished the peace talks.
Yeah.
You should finally be able to just see our store deck below any video. It should just be
Yeah,
right
deck
there.
it out, dude.
So if you
Deck
just
the
wanna
halls,
take a
as they
look.
say.
Hey, just look right there. It's right there. If you want to take a look, no
Yeah.
problem. No pressure.
Unless you're listening on Pornhub, then it's not there. Sorry, guys.
That is not there. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But also, if you guys want to, get episodes early or, some other stuff,
Yeah.
you can become a member of the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Like I said, you get early access to new episodes. You also get ad-free versions of those episodes, YouTube ad-free versions. And you also get access to the members-only Discord, where you've been seeing the whole time. There's like a fun little credits ticker at the bottom. And yeah, that's a bunch of stuff. You can just head on over to the YouTube channel,
Hell
the
yeah.
Newbie Star Trek, become a member. That's neat. It's only $1.99 a month. I think it's
Yeah.
okay. I feel like it's okay. I don't
That's
know.
pretty good deal.
You know,
I'm on
I
OnlyFans,
feel-
by the way. Did I tell you guys?
Yeah,
find
I
me
know.
as Stinkisbo Binkus.
Oh yeah, you
I
get
don't have
I've given
any
that
actor.
handle before.
yeah.
Yeah,
And-
I mean,
Wait,
it's a
I
real
can't
handle.
even remember if we asked you if it was real.
It's real.
Oh, it's
100%
real. Oh, it's real.
But
Oh,
there's
it's
nothing
real.
on there. I've been meaning to put up episodes of the podcast for free, and you can subscribe for free. But that
So
way,
for
like,
now, you're only following others.
well, yeah,
and
no, I'm not
subscribing
following
to
anybody.
others and paying
No.
others.
No, I'm
No.
not paying anybody.
And
He's-
getting their content to your DMs.
Look, we don't know that, dude. Okay.
He's an island on OnlyFans.
Yeah,
Nothing-
dude. Here's my thing, dude. What if you're on OnlyFans? That way, it's not a big old jump. Like you're on OnlyFans, you're looking at seeing what's up on OnlyFans.
Hey,
Carter,
podcast.
don't you know
stuff.
that no man is an island on OnlyFans?
Here's the thing, dude. You're on OnlyFans. It's a big jump to go. Okay, I'm going to open up YouTube, right? But if you're already there, just open up another window, Stinkus Bobinkus, and you got the episodes there.
Yeah.
But
Also, if you guys ever want to send us an email, you can always email us at contact@newbiestartrek.com. That's contact@newbiestartrek.com. This week, we have a message titled The Tricorder.
oh,
Okay.
It says, "Hello all. Love the podcast. There's clearly a generational divide in how we perceive events of the show. And as a lecturer, I can honestly say listening to you has taught me about how my students, adults but young, think.
oh boy.
I find myself in strong agreement with Marvin and watch End of Days every time he says to watch it. It's been like 8 times already."
Yes.
Are you serious?
No
Oh
one
my-
should have been listening to us.
No, that
That sounds like a
rewatched it
curse.
recently.
Yeah. what?
No, it's a great film. Let me tell you why, dude. Because it's Arnold in a horror movie. 1.
Yeah.
2, it's Gabriel Byrnes just fucking overacting the shit out of this thing, and it's
Oh yeah.
there's nothing better than when you have a really good actor with a shitty script, dude.
Chewing the scenery.
Yeah. And you have Rob Steiger,
Mm.
the great Rob Steiger, fucking this movie as a priest. It
Yeah.
really sells itself, and
Yeah.
Arnold is like avenging his wife from evil. It's wild.
He never needed to promote it on SmackDown. It would have sold itself.
No, but it made our lives, I feel, better because of it.
So, in conclusion, definitely go see End of Days, but you don't have to keep going to see End of
No.
Days.
You know what? One
Just
of these days,
see it
I keep
once
saying
is
it,
enough. Once is enough.
we're gonna do a lot.
Maybe
We're gonna
twice.
do a stream of it on our Discord.
that'd be fun. That'd be fun.
And
yeah.
we're gonna just watch that shit.
Yeah, let's do that.
My
Yeah.
God.
Go
Also,
see
I
I can't wait to
His
blend
email-
that pizza.
His email continues. We can't get trapped in the pizza blender scene. We can't do that. Okay, we're gonna continue. My email is about Julian's comment in The Passenger about tricorders being crap at measuring for death. If anyone remembers, it's like an
Right.
offhand comment
I do.
Julian says where he's like, these are great for measuring life, but not for measuring death. And we were like, really?
Right.
That's weird.
And we were like, that's weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's Julian?
Dr. Bashir.
Bashir.
Oh, got it, got it.
Well, they don't
he's-
call him that much sometimes.
That's true.
Except
and
when
then they say-
he asked Miles to be like,
Mhm.
call me Julian, and then was like, never mind,
Yeah.
don't call me that.
But don't call me that, bitch.
Call me sir.
Yeah. And
Call me maybe.
they continue. This is true today, and the writers probably are using that in the show. Medical devices all read a signal, acoustic or electrical, so on. As the signal weakens, it approaches the intrinsic noise of the sensor. Manufacturers filter weak signals so as to not show this noise. So as someone's vitals drop, there is a point at which they are alive but registering as dead. All modern measures of death are bad for that reason. This is one of the reasons why the tone for unplugged sensor on a heart monitor and stopped heart is given the same tone. Companies are unwilling to say they had read death, just loss of signal. It is an engineering thing that became a legal thing.
I
So
see.
Lily-
Oh, actually, that's fascinating. I never
Repeat
never
that
really
again.
thought
Just
about
thinking it
that.
through. It does make
Hold on.
sense.
Repeat that.
So basically, because the amount of noise there is as you approach death overpowers the lack of noise, you can't like legally have medical equipment that says that person is definitely dead. All you can say is, I'm no longer detecting a big enough signal.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, that's why they claim that being unplugged and being dead is the same tone on a heart monitor, because the heart monitor company does not want to be liable for saying,
They don't want to be on the.
you told us he was dead, but he was totally alive. We started harvesting his organs already, and because you told us.
Yeah.
It's like we just unplugged the machine by accident. You know.
Yeah,
like, he's not dead.
Yeah.
When my mom passed, I wanted to do a funny bit.
No,
but I didn't think people were going to
my
appreciate
God.
it in the room.
Oh God,
No, they would not have.
That is not a good way to start any bit. When my mom died, I thought I would do a funny bit.
Yeah. which is because I got back because I knew I had gone out to get my niece so she could see her before she passed. We didn't make it. I was fine with it, and my wife called and said, "Oh, your mom passed," and I wanted to come in the room, and then they go, "Oh, mom has passed," and then I go, "What do you mean she owed me money?"
Oh, come on.
Oh my God. Oh
And it's a stolen bit because that genuinely did happen to an uncle of mine. They called him. His brother called him and said, "Hey, mom's passed," and he genuinely said, and this is like confirmed by like 5 different people, that his first response was like, "What do you mean she's dead? She owed me money."
Oh boy.
And,
Jesus.
that still makes me laugh. That bit still makes me laugh. I think it was a bit, and I hope it was a bit. So
you can only hope. You can only hope.
Yeah.
Well,
Look,
the
some
email
of us see death in weird ways.
Well, the email ends.
we all
live
have
long
our
and-
ways of coping.
Yeah.
Well, the email ends. Live long and prosper. Riz. P.S. Is Sarah as hot as her voice suggests? P.P.S. I sent this to firstcontact@newbiestartrek.com, but it didn't get through. Not sure why. Sent from my iPhone, but say it was from an Android to get a rise out of Marvin. So basically,
wow, you really wrapped up this email.
It's a huge troll.
You know what?
interestingly.
I was on the fence on this email until the end, and then it really pulled up.
You know what? Yeah. On the
And this is a
question about me,
professor, right?
you can. Yeah, I know. Wow.
Or a lecturer?
Everyone can make up their own mind. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You know, everyone's beautiful. But thank you.
Yeah.
You phrased it as a question, so I'm going to go with no, just to.
Oh, let's not say that.
No. So yeah, just. But thank you. Thank you for complimenting my very shrill, high-pitched voice.
I mean,
which I hear all the time.
Their name was Riz. They may be trying to Riz you.
Riz.
So, I mean.
You think it was Riz Ahmed?
Oh, that was your signature. I was wondering why you just said Riz at the end of that.
No, that was their signature.
It's like, what the hell does that mean?
Yeah. Their name, their signature was Riz. Yeah. So.
All right.
Not Riz. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, when you're on a podcast, you get so tired of hearing your voice, you just hate it.
Oh my God. Because I edit the
can't stand it.
podcasts, it's just a
worst.
lot to keep hearing
Yeah.
your own voice.
Well,
You
I got
notice
the voices.
every little thing.
Well, I was about to say, I genuinely do not mind hearing your voices. I'm so tired of hearing my own nasally voice, that I just.
Yeah.
It's.
You should put a
Yeah.
filter on yourself when you edit.
Yeah.
It just sounds
You
like.
should put it like a robot voice, like,
You sound like this while you're editing.
Yeah.
and then once you export it, it sounds normal,
No,
Yeah.
just
love
export
that.
it like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
that dude, yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Then you can sound
Just-
like
just-
Buffalo
man for
Bob.
some karma.
Yeah.
With that just saying, sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Riz, for the Riz
yeah.
email.
Thank you, Riz.
Yes, thank you, Riz.
And also, if you guys liked all that, you can check out some of the other stuff we do. If you head on over to fugitiveframes.com, we have links to all the things we do. But one of the things we do is the Would You Stay Tuned podcast. Look, we know we haven't updated it in a hot minute, but there are already some fun episodes you can check out. I think our Blacklist episode was pretty funny. The Penguin was like a very meaningful discussion about like just the nature of TV writing. So that was pretty cool. I feel like we're a little more serious sometimes on Would You Stay Tuned?
I
we
like
kind
that.
of like, yeah, because we get like really like analytical about the shows and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, we're a little more focused on the show's contents generally, I want to say, because we're only supposed to talk about it that one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also true. Yeah. And like when Dan and I were discussing Scott Pilgrim Takes Off, like we were like really analytical. We were like getting deep in there, being like, why is this working? Blah blah blah. Doing all this. So
Yeah. Why did the movie suck so bad? Do you guys talk about that?
you know, I agree with you. This is one of the few movie things we agree on.
Yeah.
I have fun with parts of the movie still.
Yeah.
As somebody who makes movies and who likes the industry, you sure hate a lot of movies. I don't understand. Like, I even like movies that I hate. Like, meaning, like, I just get so much out of them. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Well, here's the thing. There's a old professor Dan and I used to have named JP Gorin, and this one line he said to us once has always stuck with me and is becoming more true as I get older. Is like, the more you know about movies, the more you'll hate them. It's just like you sort of start seeing more and more cracks and more like, oh God, it could have been good, and more like, oh, why is it like this? Why isn't this fixed? Oh, I fucking hate this. And
it's
especially
weird. It's weird. It's funny because I get that point of view. I totally get it.
Yeah.
But I think that I learn something from every movie I watch, and I learn more from crappy movies or movies that could have been really good and like are not. I learned so much from that too.
But learning doesn't mean I enjoy them. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, to me, it's the experience that I enjoy, not the could it just be the experience?
Okay, sure.
But also the fact that I've been involved in some of these and I've seen how hard it is, and I've seen people who, I have the privilege to be on sets where people are making really good movies and really shitty movies, and the fact that any of them get made all the way through is amazing.
No,
Just
I do get that
on a day-to-day
sentiment.
basis. Yeah, I mean, like you're like, wow, we got 100 people. That show.
Well, that's okay, but that's the
and
other
we
thing
waited, you know what I mean?
But that's the other thing that actually also frustrates me constantly is that like you did get all these people, brought them here just to make a mediocre script. Like, what a waste of time. Like, that's the way I guess I'm a pessimist. That's the way I kind of view it, where I'm like, what was the point of bringing all these hardworking craftsmen and actors and people together if you didn't even bother making your script good before starting to shoot? Like, because you're so eager to just start shooting right away and make a property that it's just like, give the thing the time it deserves. It's like one of the things I actually like am looking forward to what James Gunn is doing with the DC movies, where he's like, we are going to make sure we like the script before we start casting. Like he like is very adamant that it's like, we need to start every movie with the good foundation, and that's a screenplay. But there's so many movies that are like, and I get it, there's a lot of filmmakers that don't need the full screenplay to do well. Taika Waititi is one of them. There's a lot of like more free-forming filmmaker. I mean, he ends up with a style of movie that doesn't jive with a lot of people. And I do agree that sometimes the movie doesn't work anyway, but sometimes it does. Like Thor
Yeah.
Ragnarok ended up working pretty well. I thought Jojo Rabbit was fine. You know, like it's despite all of the kind of randomness of it. Back to the point of the world, Scott Pilgrim versus the World. I feel like that's a movie where they had fun making the movie, but forgot to make a good movie along the way. You know, it's like everyone clearly loved working together. They loved the property. They were like, maybe as long as we just follow the comic book pages, we're going to end up with a good movie. But they forgot to like actually make it like interesting and think about pacing and like it's, you know, that's the big, like, I remember the first time Dan and I watched it and then got the home entertainment version. I was telling him, oh, my favorite scene is not even in the movie. And it's a deleted scene where Scott Pilgrim is doing a soliloquy in the dark. So you don't see any visuals. That is my favorite scene in the movie.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And that I always find that a waste. I'm like, Scott Pilgrim's such a waste. You could have made something really, really good. It's just the thought wasn't put into the script because you decided to start making the movie before the book series ended. What a stupid idea. Like,
I guess to that, I say sometimes you're not building, you know, you're not building an architectural marvel. You're just building a subdivision sometimes. And that's okay.
You can build a really good subdivision that isn't wasteful, you know?
Yeah, I think that sometimes it's good to make a shitty movie.
I disagree. I feel like it's like a waste of resources and it's a waste of time. Like it's like people's time are precious. Like let's
I feel like we're discounting all the people who did actually enjoy the movie.
Yeah. But also
it has its audience.
None of these people who make bad movies.
Right.
Well, for the exception of a couple people that are doing it for tax purposes.
Or Uwe Bolls and whatnot.
Yeah, we know specifically. No one sets out to make a bad movie. It just sometimes doesn't. The compromises you make every day add up, and sometimes those things add up to be too much money, too many compromises.
But I do think sometimes people set out to make a movie just to make it and don't care. Like it's just like it's the thing I need to make, and then I think that's a shame. Like,
but I think like sometimes you learn from that. To be like, oh fuck, like I really didn't need to do that, and like either you learn like, oh, maybe this is an industry for me, or you learn like, oh fuck, I really have to learn to do something, you know, better.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just different ways of viewing it, I guess. But anyway, you can head on over to futureframes.com and look at that.
What an interesting conversation about film on Star Trek podcast.
Well, I mean, but these also are the type of conversations we have on Would You Stay Tuned. That happens a lot too.
That's a little preview, dude. Was this a clip from that show? Who knows? We'll never know.
I mean, I know you've told the JP story before, and it might have been on one of those episodes.
Yeah, I think it might have been. Yeah. But, all right. Well, next week, we dive back in. We flip back over to Deep Space Nine for an episode titled Progress. What does that mean?
Really?
What is progress in the realm
that's
Deep Space Nine?
That's a lot of promise in that title.
Progress.
Yeah. Although, can I do a minor spoiler just because I think
no spoilers.
No. This is really funny
for old men.
Okay, but it won't even make any sense. It's just like this episode partial summary is just so funny to me that I want to read it out loud. Back on the station, Jake and Nog set out to turn an inordinate amount of seemingly worthless condiments into profit.
All right. They'll be condiment kings.
It's interesting.
Soon enough.
Yeah. I don't remember that, so I would love to see what that ends up being.
Wait, that reminds me of like oh yeah, that reminds me of one of my favorite TV like synopsis blurbs ever. It was when I saw in one of the TV grids for it was the show Bones.
Mm-hmm.
And it says like whatever the main character's name, like Dr. So-and-so cuts into a bone and unleashes a deadly virus.
Next time on Bones. Cuts
into a bone verbatim. That's what it said.
Yeah.
And it cracked me up.
Yeah.
Much like a bone.
I'm hoping the condiments are like leftover McDonald's ketchup packets and shit. Like that's they have to,
I'm hoping. Hey, maybe it's like Taco Bell that like
Ooh.
fire
like
sauces.
taking back
and-
their sauces because they
Yeah,
tried that
yeah.
for a little bit.
Take back your city.
Why
Like,
were they
bring us
taking-
back your spare sauce. They were actually asking for them.
Yeah, why were they
Ew,
doing
really?
that? Why were they doing that?
It's not okay.
I think they actually had a shortage maybe for a bit.
So they really wanted old sauce packets back?
Yeah.
That's fucking insane.
It happened for a
Like,
little while.
I love
Was it COVID motivated?
Taco Bell sauce. I love it.
It's a good sauce.
By the way, they sell it at Target. The
Yeah, they
little
do.
Yeah,
bottles.
they do. They also sell Taco
Yeah,
Bell
they
refried
do.
beans. So, you know.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. If it doesn't come in powder, I don't want them, dude.
If it doesn't come in powder.
Powdered refried beans.
Ew, oh my god.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna see progress next week. Man, these episodes are getting longer. Oh shit. All right, we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys next time. Okay, everyone. For
They're not gonna
progress,
fit on.
Carry all.
They're not gonna fit on Pornhub.
we're gonna make progress next week. Goodbye.
Mailbag will keep your flight safe.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my god.
It's
Please.
your vote there.